Morin, thanks so much, and we look forward to your reports throughout this sunny afternoon in Winston-Salem. Dave Clawson has his team 4-0, 2-0 in conference play, and they are 3-0 here at Truist Field. Win on the road last Friday. James to Virginia and won that one 37-17 in convincing fashion. Their 5th straight win against the Cavs.
From start to finish against a very good Virginia team, and a Virginia team that does not lose at home. What an impressive win. Let's see if they can back it up here today.
Louisville won the toss, elected to defer. There will be no return. Taylor was the deep man for Wake Forest, and so we'll see the Demon Deacons on offense to get us rolling this afternoon. ACC football. And Sam Hartman, he is listed as a sophomore, James, but experienced well beyond his years here in Wake Forest.
Right, he's a captain, and you know, this guy as a sophomore, he wasn't quite ready to be a captain. He wasn't quite ready to run this offense as smoothly as he does right now in just his 2nd year there. While he is that sophomore, he could be a senior at some schools. They've got a lot of upperclassmen on this squad too. All 11 starters return.
24th career start for Hartman at quarterback. They'll start with the run game just past 30 for 6 yards for the Demon Deacons, and Christian Beal-Smith with the first carry.
Good looking Yaya Diaby, Ashton Gelati behind him. They've been good on that defensive front for Louisville.
That is close to first down yardage. Christian Beal-Smith just short of the 35. He might be a half a yard short, and that'll be 3rd down for Wake Forest. 5th in the conference, 46% on 3rd down this year for the Demon Deacons.
Everybody in a Louisville jersey was looking to the sidelines when that ball was snapped. That's got to stop. You know you're going to get the tempo out of Wake Forest here today, and they'll stutter it a little bit. Sometimes they won't go warp speed. No matter what, you've got to get the call. You got to get your hand down in the dirt up front and be ready to play.
Deacons going up tempo. Hartman with some touch and an open man near the 30. It is caught and dragged down at the 20-yard line. Jaquarii Roberson has the catch for the Demon Deacons at 42 yards.
You lull them to sleep, run it, ride and decide, as they call it, that mesh point, which just would drive me crazy as a defender. But that's what you get, and you know you're getting it when you're going into Wake Forest. We've got a player down right now, but the damage is done here early on the opening drive. Sam Hartman with the bomb after a nice first down run by Christian Beal-Smith.
We're all motivated by something, a place to go, an idea to pursue, a legacy.
Product not yet rated.
Hey, what are you guys doing out here?
There's a creepy man in a white mask, and he keeps trying to play hide and seek with us, and he...
Oh, look, there he is! Run!
Michael Myers has haunted this town for 40 years.
Tonight, we kill him.
If you track Michael's victims, that's a straight line home.
I'm coming for you, Michael.
Do it! Come and get it!
Rated R.
Life is all about choices. You could put it in there, or get it repaired fast. Don't go it alone. Trust You Break I Fix. Your tech fixed by Assurian.
Hey CoverGirls, coming to you fresh-faced from home. Remember that? I was a CoverGirl in 1998, and today I'm a CoverGirl. Thanks to Simply Ageless, America's #1 anti-aging foundation. With the plumping power of hyaluronic acid complex. It's skincare and makeup in one for instant wrinkle reduction and healthy glowing skin. Once a CoverGirl, always a CoverGirl. With Simply Ageless. From easy, breezy, beautiful, CoverGirl.
concerned look on the face of Coach Scott Satterfield for the Louisville Cardinals. Deeks are on the move as we take a look at our 4 keys to the game with James Bates.
For Louisville, you've heard about the turnover battle ad nauseum. This is a turnover war. It's life or death for this football game anyway for Scott Satterfield's team. They've got to take care of the football on offense, and they've got to force some turnovers on defense. For Wake Forest, put a lid on it. Don't give up those big explosive plays, not just to Malik Cunningham, but to the other guys offensively. Louisville is searching hard for another big playmaker, be it out of the backfield, guys like Jaylen Mitchell, Travion Cooley's back today, or with those receivers. They haven't been very explosive outside of number 3 so far this season, and Wake Forest has to keep it that way, and they have to keep Malik Cunningham locked down.
Ashton Gelati was the injured player for Louisville prior to our break, taken to the sidelines for further evaluation. From the 20 now, 1st and 10 for Wake Forest. Hartman. Little razzle gadget. They tried the near side. It doesn't develop, and a very small gain, if any. Couple of yards, perhaps. Officially 1, Jaquarii Roberson.
You know, I think it was Yasir Abdullah over here. As you see this little end around. And an excellent job.
You're not giving the ball unless it's down.
Can't tell. 22, I think it is, does a good job of keeping that corner over there. And how about this play?
It's Jack Fago who got in there, and a loss of 6. Cardinal defense bringing up 3rd down.
Yeah, in this game, you're going to see 2 safeties that they've moved up to the linebacker position that have been big time for both teams. Jack Fago right there, and Luke Masterson on the Wake Forest defense. Fago had a great game, 10 tackles, 2 tackles for loss against the Seminoles in their win last time out.
10 tackles was a career high for Fago. In trouble, Hartman out of that pocket to his right. To the 15 for Hartman, short of the marker. Taken down by Avery, number 9 in white. And Hartman scampered for 10 yards.
Nice job in the secondary, good coverage, good protection up front. But then Hartman's going to go get what he can and makes it interesting. When you've got one of the best to ever do it, kicking the field goals, you send out the sure thing, right?
Nick Sciba has made 19 straight field goals. That's the best streak in the football bowl subdivision. 33 yards away for Sciba. To put Wake on the board first on their first drive. And Sciba is money. 20 in a row for Sciba. And the Wake Forest Demon Deacons on their first possession harvest 3 points and take an early lead.
Imagine being connected to and securing your entire home with a simple touch or command of your voice. Or detect an intruder before.
Peloton Plant Dads, y'all are crushing it on the leaderboard. Show some love. High five a friend across the country or right next door. Let's go, Peloton. Hit the mat for core. No ego, amigo? Modify if you need to. So many milestones today.
Game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $400 less. All access membership separate.
Hey Cover Girls, coming to you fresh-faced from home. Remember that? I was a Cover Girl in 1998, and today I'm a Cover Girl. Thanks to Simply Ageless, America's #1 anti-aging foundation. With the plumping power of hyaluronic acid complex. It's skincare and makeup in one for instant wrinkle reduction and healthy glowing skin. Once a Cover Girl, always a Cover Girl with Simply Ageless. From easy, breezy, beautiful, Cover Girl.
Try all Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavors, blasted with Cinnadust.
Oh, you're doing it wrong, man.
What's wrong with action figures?
Nothing. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them.
Whoa.
I look good in miniature. Capital One Shopping.
What's in your wallet?
When you're feeling blue, that
Accenture. Let there be change.
Half ago, still no update on him. It looked like he was favoring his right leg. I talked to the trainer, no update right now, but this is a guy that's a true freshman for this team. And talking to head coach Satterfield, he said he's a freshman. He put on 50 pounds since getting to the team in the fall, and he's just been an impact player for the defense. It's going to be a tough loss. I'll try to find some updates down here.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. I was anxious to watch him play this Saturday afternoon as well. Just a freshman, but a big-time playmaker. 3 sacks already this season, 2 against FSU. So hopefully 97's okay. And that's one thing both these teams have. They've got some depth up front, especially.
Moore to kick it away. Hall is the deep man. Demon Deacons, in that game we mentioned against Virginia last Friday, scored on their first 7 possessions on their way to victory. And they've scored on their first possession 33 yards away. Sciba. That's money in the bank when Sciba tees it up. Hall will not return that one as it bounces in the end zone. Malik Cunningham, 6'1", 200, a junior from Montgomery, Alabama, leads out the Cards, James.
And he's been special for quite some time. They've had some great ones go through there, and Malik Cunningham, he's next in line, and he's really gained confidence. His poise, his confidence, the way he carries himself out on the field. Yeah, the skills have been there, and he shined those up. He can tuck it and go with the best of them, but he can also make those big, hard third down throws, which are really special.
Throws at this one short of the 35-yard line. He's got multiple rushing TDs in every game this season. That's 9 yards to Justin Marshall.
Little play pass, both these teams. He will sell that, try to get that run going and use that play action pass throughout the day. Here's a little pistol look.
Cunningham, 25 of 39, 264 yards and a couple of passing TDs, a couple of rushing TDs last Saturday in the win at Florida State, and that is going to be good enough for a first down. Taylor had to make the tackle.
You know, the ball was a little low, and Malik had to go down to get it, and it kind of gives a chance to just a coaching point. One thing that the pistol look on offense that makes it tough on linebackers is you can't see that initial step of the back. He's hidden behind the quarterback. So as a linebacker, I'm watching that initial step, and that's where I read, and that's where I take off. Well, the ball being low, it really kind of took away that advantage for the offense because it took Malik a couple extra beats to pull it in.
Hands it off this time, working up the middle. Jaylen Mitchell on the carry for 5 yards for the Cards, who are 3-1 on the season. 1-0 in conference play, the win at Florida State last Saturday, 31-23.
Mitchell hoping to have another big day against Wake like he did last year in that win. 168 yards on the ground for Jaylen Mitchell, a redshirt freshman from Rockledge, Florida.
Yeah, he carried it 20 times in the win a season ago in mid-December. 45-21 as that one is batted down to the turf.
Well, Marshawn Ford was over the middle of the field. A nice, easy throw, what looked to be for Cunningham. Good, smart play defensively. Good hands. You separate Dion Bergen on the play there, and that's why you use those hands. If you're chest to chest, you can't get those hands up in the air. You know you're not going to get to the quarterback. Mirror technique. Get those paws up and bat it down. Big play for the Deeks on defense. Let's see if they can get off the field here on third down.
3rd and 5, 40% on the season, is 11th in the ACC this year. Cunningham with a quick release on the edge, and that is just enough for the first down. Amari Huggins, Bruce had the catch for 6 yards, and Carson made the tackle for Wake.
Nice job, run that route. How many times do we see these receivers break these routes off where it's not enough for that first down? Just good speedy to the edge and then turning it up just enough to move those chains. Good job picking up that blitz by the guys up front.
Huggins Bruce, the freshman from Dillon, South Carolina. We'll try left side, breaking tackles. Close to first down yardage for Jaylen Mitchell. Hit by Nick Anderson, maybe a yard short or so of the first down. He got 9, James.
Watch Luke Masterson go back there and blow up the fullback, Isaac Martin. He's not in on the tackle, but making him pay and making him feel it. Nick Anderson Just a freshman out of Clifton, Virginia, the safety who's starting today, Nasir Greer. Usually the starter, he's out with a lower body injury. Nick Anderson has been fantastic from that safety spot.
Cunningham with the time, delivers. Deep ball to the end zone. Off the fingertips of the receiver and incomplete. Down there looking for Harrell. Taylor was back there with him.
It's a nicely thrown football. Jasir Taylor. This is the speed. This is the secondary. You've got some guys that can play in that defensive secondary for Coach Hemphill and Coach Clausen. Excellent job. Stride for stride, going up there, timing up the football and just raking it away. Great play by Taylor and a nice throw, but better defensive play. Third down.
Harrell couldn't come up with it. They go up the middle on third down with Mitchell. It's about the 42-yard line at 4 yards, and the chains are moving for Louisville.
Just getting physical up front, and a nice job. You'll see a lot of patience from Christian Beal-Smith over on the other side, especially with that slow mesh, the ride and decide offense for Jaylen Mitchell. Good vision there. All great backs have to have great vision and great patience.
Cunningham move at the 40. Tries to elude a man at the 35. Smenda brought him out of bounds. Cunningham on the run for Louisville, and that's 4 yards.
Cole Bentley is going to get up, and he's just going to go eat up his defender. I mean, he just lays on top of him. 6'3", 315-pounder. It's a good-looking play. 5 yards. Got a couple of those big bodies out in front of McHale. That could be dangerous.
Handoff. Taken down at the 35-yard line. Cooley on the carry. It's a short gain of 3 inside the 35.
They're happy to have Cooley back, thinking maybe he's the guy that can get explosive. You know who really makes this happen, though, defensively, is Ryan Smenda, fighting to keep that outside shoulder free, turn that football back into your buddies, and force another third down and short.
They've converted their last 2 third downs, 11th play of the drive. Call it 3rd and 2. Up the middle, they got it. Converted by Cooley, right up the middle, and down to the 27, 7 yards on the run. Travion Cooley, the freshman.
Tom, we saw it on the opening drive for Wake Forest. Louisville wasn't set defensively. Here you've got a late shift. Smenda had to reset that defensive line, and they're in motion. They're moving laterally as that ball snapped on third down and short. Give me the offense every single time. We've seen it, one for each team. One for you, one for me here today.
Out into the flat and an open man. Inside the 20, down to the 10, and close to the 7-yard line. Cooley had the catch and run 20 yards. First and goal, Louisville.
Just showing you a little bit of the zip that Travion Cooley has. Look at him out there in open field, running by guys. That's why they're so excited about it.
Cunningham spins down to the goal line. Cunningham is in for the touchdown for Louisville. The Cardinals take it in. Cunningham from 7 yards away for the TD.
This has been a good bend but don't break defense all season long for Wake Forest. They've been excellent defensively in the red zone, but you know who else has been excellent in the red zone? Number 3, Malik Cunningham, doing what he does best. Just getting outside. Look at his guys blocking. They haven't been great, the receivers blocking on the outside. That's one of the reasons why they haven't had a lot of explosives. That time they both locked up to their guys. Just enough time to let Cunningham get into the paint.
They are going to take a look at this one, James. Our referee Riley Johnson will look it over. Does Scott Satterfield have a TD from Cunningham? We're coming right back.
Introducing the first stain worthy of the yellow tag. Yellowwood Protector.
Peloton plant dads, y'all are crushing it on the leaderboard. Show some love. High five a friend across the country or right next door. Let's go, Peloton. Hit the mat for core. No ego, amigo? Modify if you need to. So many milestones touchdowns today.
Game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $39 a month. All access membership separate.
Fansville is back, and everything has changed.
College athletes can be in commercials now?
Dr. Pepper. It's the one DJ deserves.
Well, I want to be in a commercial.
Will you make me the happiest fan alive?
Coastal University?
I thought we decided on state.
No, that's what you decided.
They don't even have football.
The big day is finally upon us. Question is, will Jay and Natalie cross the goal line as one?
The transfer portal.
The legends are true.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
USAA is made for the safe pilots, like Matt, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today.
So the touchdown for Malik Cunningham from 7 yards away will stand for the Cards to take a 6-3 lead for Coach Satterfield, taking it right down the field. 13 plays to go 75 yards for the Cards to take the lead.
Impressive drive right there. Nice balance to it, Tom.
Third year for Coach Satterfield on that sideline. 15 and 13, James.
Sorry, but it's kind of like the academies. You play against an Air Force and an Army, and things start to work, then it all works. It's the same feel you get when you go up against a Coach Satterfield offense. Here's another look at the nice spin by Malik Cunningham. You kind of take it for granted, but you certainly shouldn't. Outstanding play. His receivers blocking down their ball was definitely across the plane. I don't think they were looking at that. I think they were looking more so at that knee, and that wasn't down either. So doing what he does best. With touchdown run number 9, I believe, on the season, was tied for the national lead coming in. Tied with 3 others, and then one of them is Mateo Durant of Duke has 8 rushing touchdowns.
And his 9th rushing TD, tops in the Football Bowl subdivision, 27th career rushing touchdown. James Turner to make it 7-3 Cardinals. And so Louisville, after Wake Forest, drove it down for a field goal. Malik Cunningham taking it in from 7 yards away with a rushing TD. Again, he has scored multiple rushing TDs in every game so far this season. Closing in on 2,000 career rush yards for Cunningham. Second in school history by a quarterback.
Inside guys, they've got to respect that run, the dive right up the middle. And defensively, Travion Red has to take a better angle. That's not Richie Cunningham that you're going out there and trying to tackle. You're trying to tackle Malik Cunningham. And that might have brought down Richie Cunningham, but I don't think Malik. I think you got to flatten out a little bit. Don't try to get a 5-yard loss. Try to tackle him at the line of scrimmage.
Sit on it, Potsy. 7-3.
We should just go Happy Days theme.
So far, it's been happy days here in Winston-Salem this season, although right now they trail Louisville. Perfect 4-0 record for Wake. Fair catch made by Williams. So the Demon Deacons, second possession of the game. They got a 33-yard field goal from Sciba. First time down the field. We take a look at our Toyota Impact Players, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
Christian Beal-Smith, he's fun to watch run that football. He's powerful. He can make the cuts, which in this you have to have patience, and you have to wait to make those cuts in this offense. But he's also a big-time special teams player. And Yasir Abdullah played with his dad, Xavier McCray, back at the University of Florida in the 90s from Carroll City, a chief in high school down in South Florida. Great linebacker.
Hartman has an open man out at the 35. That's Roberson for the first down for Wake. And 12 yards on the pass play connection.
Nice pitch and catch. Hartman delivering it around. That's one thing. Balance-wise, they've been very good so far at Wake Forest this season.
18 catches on the year for Roberson, leads the team. That one broken up. A.T. Perry was the intended target. Greedy Vance got a piece of that one to deflect it away from the receiver, incomplete.
The break by Greedy Vance. It's a long throw all the way across the field there, wide side. Good job by Vance. Just put that foot in the ground and go break it up. If he's really greedy, he may pick that next one off. He was up there in a hurry.
Saw that coming a mile away. A.T. Perry leads the team in receiving touchdowns. They're going to go ground game with Christian Beal-Smith. And for more on Ashton Gelati, who went down earlier in the quarter, let's go down to Lauren.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, still no official update on him, but he did walk past me. I was over on the Louisville sideline shaking his head. He looked like he was limping a little bit, favoring his right foot is what I've been hearing, but he did go back to the locker room right now and there for further evaluation at this point.
Lauren, thank you. It's Hartman using the left and right foot to run across midfield, convert on third down, and get 9 yards. KJ Cloyd had to make the tackle for the Cardinals.
Good job coverage-wise down the field, but even better job to see it, tuck it, and go by Hartman. Now quick on the snap.
Handoff Roberson, battling for extra yardage. Jaquarii Roberson, the junior from Murfreesboro, North Carolina. Cole on the tackle after 6 yards. Roberson originally from the Boston area.
Watch cap, number 9, C.J. Avery. Watch him hang on to that jersey. I didn't know jerseys could stretch that far.
Hartman fires and hits. Breaking away. Morin down the sideline near the 15. Taylor Morin catch and run for Wake Forest.
Taylor, big catch on the opening drive up at UVA, the touchdown. Nice little move here to get back inside, keep it in bounds, and truck on down that sideline. That ball in the outside arm, and it's perfect.
28 yards into the red zone for Wake at the 15. The slow mesh. Beal-Smith dragging the Cards down inside the 5. Fago had to make the tackle, 11 yards. Beal-Smith.
Don't cut until you get behind that double team. That's what Christian Beal-Smith, these running backs, are taught by Warren Ruggiero. See the patience there? You know how hard that would be? That ball's in your hands. You want to go make something happen. But he's learned over time that that's been successful. That ride and decide.
Hartman wants to throw it. It's deflected. Pops in the air. It's caught by Hartman. Down to about the 1-foot line. How does that look in the scorebook, James?
I told you to go get your churros, funnel cakes, whatever you like. How about that? Wasn't it Brett Favre? First completion ever, I think, in the NFL. Touchdown.
Wake wasting no time, slamming it in from a yard away. Sam Hartman has a catch on this drive, takes it down near the goal line, and the Deacons finish it off.
You got to expect that when you get on your heels defensively, as soon as you look up, these guys are going to be over the football, all set, ready to go, snap it into the end zone to answer after getting just 3 on their opening drive and the impressive drive by Louisville. Sam Hartman and the Deacons go right back down the field.
Hartman with the rushing touchdown from a yard away, his second of the season. And yes, he caught the pass off the deflection and took it down to the 1-foot line. Turner had deflected that ball for the Cards right into the hands of Hartman. Wacky play here in the first quarter. But the Deacons go 75 yards. Sciba. Count it. James, he's 141 for 141 on extra points. I saved that one until after the kick.
I know, but you're getting a little excited about an extra point. You better be careful. Oh, man. Both of these teams, special teams-wise, have good kickers and punters. So that third phase of the game going to be very important here today. Here's the completion to himself. Look at that focus, doing it all. Almost into the end zone. That would have been pretty cool if he would have been able to make it across that goal line.
Needless to say, it's Hartman's first catch of the year, James.
Yeah, get up and slap hands. His mom is a big Bobby Boucher fan. Slap hands, slap hands. Somebody go give him a high five.
It's warm down there. They might need some high-quality H2O on those sidelines. Oh, this guy was ready for the game today. What a game in the Atlantic Division this is. James, I know it's early in the schedule, but if you're going to take the inside track to the Atlantic Division, knowing that Clemson is not the powerhouse that it's been, this is a critical, crucial game for these ball clubs.
Absolutely. Lauren talked about earlier going from good to great. There's a pretty good opportunity. You've got a solid Louisville team in town and a lot of football to be played.
This will be Hall. 20. Stuck at the 25. Penalty marker flies in. Tail end of the play. The return by Hall was 22 yards. Let's sort out the penalty marker first.
During the return, holding receiving team number 8. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Official word from Riley Johnson.
See if we can see it in there.
All right, James, let's take a look at our Toyota Impact players. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
Yeah, if you're wearing a defensive jersey for Wake Forest, you better take a good look all day long at 83. They'll move Marshawn forward all over fullback, tight end, slot, outside receiver. And looking for him, Luke Masterson. They used to look for guys from that safety spot. Mentioned earlier, the safeties that have moved down to linebacker. Big-time playmaker right there wearing number 12 for the Deacs.
Now Ford, the leading receiver to start the afternoon with 19 catches for the Cards. On the ground, first down. Jaylen Mitchell, the redshirt freshman from Rockledge, Florida, got 2. So every drive that we've had so far in the game, this is the 4th. The 3 previous, each team has scored points. Last 4 meetings prior to today, the teams combining for, you ready for this, James?
Yep.
352 points. So hold on to your hats.
Yes.
Cunningham. Little slinger to the 20. Mitchell, just a yard.
And I joke about you jinxing these kickers, but I was a little bit worried talking pregame you were going to jinx that score. You were going to jinx that score. Kept talking about how many times do you talk it up on the high scoring front and then you get a dud? You don't get many points. You just get a bunch of defensive slow battle. That's not the case so far here. There's a big opportunity for this defense to get off the field on a 3rd down and long. Against Cunningham and company, they're 3 for 3 so far, but they've been a little bit easier to get than this 3rd and 7.
Cunningham, sturdy pocket, hits his man. That's Watkins. He's got a first down and out near the 35-yard line. Travion Red had to force Watkins out of bounds. First down for the Cardinals. Now they're 4 for 4 on 3rd, James.
Nice job protecting up front. Plenty of time for Cunningham to let it all develop. And Jordan Watkins, just a freshman, comes all the way across the field, coming off a career-high day against FSU. Had 5 catches for 61 yards. Right before halftime, he had that big catch and run for the touchdown. Wow, maybe he is the guy to create those explosives. He sure has it in his head. You see how upset he was he couldn't turn it up and take it to the paint.
17 yards on the previous play. Cunningham wants to uncork it again. Down near the 30 as he was going down to the turf. Des Melton coming up with the catch for Louisville.
Wow, you talk about the big man Marshawn Ford, a big tight end type being able to go up and get the football. This is a tight end right here, Des Melton. How about the throw and the catch by these two? Good coverage defensively, but a perfect throw and an outstanding catch by the redshirt freshman from Arizona.
36 yards to Melton. They try to bash it up the middle near the 25 for 2 yards with Mitchell. Luke Masterson on the stop for Wake.
Mitchell's been banged up a little bit, dealing with a sore shoulder. It's going to be a physical day today. They're going to all feel this after this one today.
Cunningham, pressured. open man, and he overshot him. A wide open man. Marshawn Ford gave it the extra effort, just not enough.
Jaylen Davis is going to come around his guy and almost get to Cunningham. That's the only reason this isn't 6 points and Cardinal fans celebrating right now. Cunningham forced to rush it a little bit too strong. Jaylen Davis, big time play.
3rd and 8, 4 for 4 on 3rd down in this first quarter. Flags fly prior to the snap, 3 of them on the field. Louisville players pointing at that Wake D.
Offside, defense jumped into the neutral zone and offensive lineman reacted. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
You know, interesting, as they called off that penalty, Lyle Hemphill, the defensive coordinator, he sent in, did a hockey line change. About 6 or 7 new guys march into the game. Just felt like they were tired. And tired is what makes you jump off sides. You're not focused. You're not watching that football. A little bit lazy, giving them 5 free yards right there, making it easy. So we got some fresh bodies in there.
Whistle stop play.
Please reset the game clock to 67 seconds. 67. It will start on the snap.
I think 57 seconds back on the clock. I thought the official said 67. Now the clock says 57. 67 would mean 107. Cunningham can't get out of the pocket. Doesn't matter now. Sack for the Deeks. Pointer. And Davis converging on the QB.
Back-to-back good plays for 30 Davis. And how about the pressure? Those fresh bodies. Mentioned Hemphill getting some new guys in there. Some guys with some fresh legs. They walked their offensive lineman right back into the lap of their quarterback. A big sack on 3rd down and short. And something they might have gone for it on 4th down and short. Instead, here comes the field goal unit.
Wake had 6 sacks in the win last Friday at Virginia. Now Turner in for a 42-yarder. He's got a streak of his own going. Will it continue? It will. That is 12 in a row now for James Turner as he knocks it through. So the Cards squeeze out 3 points in that drive, and now we're tied at 10 with just seconds to go in this first quarter. So 42-yarder, James.
Made a 44-yarder against FSU. Turner did. Now in 12 straight games, he's got a field goal. So kicking unit could come down to that in this tight one so far in the first quarter anyway.
Turner's now 4 for 4 on the season. You mentioned, James, that 44-yarder in the first quarter at Florida State. That first half was productive for Louisville. The second half, not so much. They had 395 yards of total offense in that win last Saturday in Tallahassee. Just 79 yards in the second half, and they were just 1 of 8 on 3rd down. They've proven they can convert on 3rd down, at least in our first half.
Yeah, it was definitely a tale of 2 halves. Got out of there with a 31-23 win, though, but man, it didn't look like it was going to be close in the first half.
Taylor looking for the 30, not quite going to get there. So Jasir Taylor with a 22-yard return on the kickoff. And now the number 24 team in the nation, which converted on all 7 of its possessions to start the game at Virginia last Friday. They've scored in their first 2 today. Touchdown and a field goal from Sciba.
Tom, in that Virginia game, Wake Forest, the first time they punted, 8:30 left in the football game. 8:30 left in the 4th quarter was the first time they had to punt.
Hartman, safety valve. Ellison. Penalty marker is out. So we'll see if that is, in fact, the final play of the quarter. You got 6 yards if it stands.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It'll be Chandler Jones, James, number 2 in white.
Yeah. Well, and it was away. It wasn't on the tackle. It was away. He was trying to get off of his blocker. It's a nice job by Justice Ellison. The ball was thrown high and hard. He went up and plucked it, able to bring it down, tuck it, and go make something happen.
So with zeros on the clock, one last play for the quarter after the penalty on the defense, and Jones with the personal foul. Hartman's pass behind the receiver and incomplete. That will be the final play of the quarter. Misfired to Williams. We're all tied at 10. Deeks with the ball when we come back to start the second.
It on the leaderboard.
Not used to being behind here in 2021, so they needed to get back even anyway, and they did it through the air and on the ground. Taylor Morin, the freshman, with a nice cut reception and run after. And speaking of receptions, how about throwing it to yourself, Sam Hartman, and then punching it in behind that offensive line? It's 10-10 after that drive.
Deeks with the ball to start the second quarter. Had 141 yards of total offense in that first quarter. Justice Ellison spinning on the run. He went for 86 yards in that win last Friday at Virginia. Had a rushing TD from 1 yard in the second quarter. He got 6 on that carry to the 46 of Louisville. It's third down now for Hartman. They lost this one. Caught but out of bounds. And incomplete. And that was A.T. Perry running under that one. So unable to convert on third down. That brings up fourth for Dave Clawson. 4th and 4, and the punting unit is on the field with Ivan Mora.
Nice job to stand in there strong by Hartman, knowing the pocket was collapsing all around him. And just a tad outside, thrown into pretty good coverage there by this Louisville defense. Got to be careful this part of the field, though. Punt safe unit, it looks like, out there right now, making sure you don't get a fake pulled on you.
Mora, the redshirt freshman punter. Johnson, fair catch near the 10-yard line. 36 yards on the punt by Mora. And as we start play in the second quarter, a very special guest has joined us on his tour throughout the ACC in the fall. And what a season it has been for Jim Phillips, taking over for John Swofford. And Jim, first of all, thank you so much for your time. I know you're on a tight schedule. You got to get going, but how's it been so far in your first year?
Tom. I mean, and this first quarter is reflective of the kind of year that we've had, both non-conference and conference. 2 tremendous teams today battling it out, and great ACC football.
And you've been to 11 games in the first 4 weeks. Did I get that right?
You did. I've seen 12 of our teams in the first 4 weeks, and certainly looking forward tonight going to Clemson, to Death Valley, and catching them on the late game tonight against Boston College.
And we were talking before the game. You've actually seen this Wake Forest team quite a bit, and you've been really impressed with their defense, especially last weekend.
I really was. I went up to Charlottesville last Friday, and I think a lot of folks talk about how good they are offensively and the brilliant mind of Dave Clawson, but they were awfully good on defense. But I also have seen Louisville in person, and they're awfully good too. Scott does a great job, and again, this is 7 wins combined between these 2 teams, so it's a really good competitive football game, reflective again of the ACC brand.
That went up past the 20-yard line on the throw by Cunningham and caught for a first down.
It seems like your tour, if you will, has been extra special because of everything that we all went through. I can only imagine you take over last year and everything, how everything went, how exhausting it all was to take care of everything. But it seems like it should be extra special when you go out to these stadiums and you see all these fans so eager to get back out there and support their teams.
You're right, James, and you played at such a high level. You know, this is really a compliment to Commissioner John Swofford, who I think is the gold standard of commissioners. But the ability for us to play last year was outstanding. And now we had a chance to get back into play this year, and to have fans like you see here today, it just means so much. It means so much to our student athletes, our coaches, to have a full house like this.
That's Cooley on the run for Louisville. But he broke that one for first down yardage. Zion Keith had to make the tackle of Cooley. And that went up short of the 40-yard line. 18 yards on that run by Cooley. And Jim, if you're looking for points in the ACC, you've come to the right place with these two teams on the field.
No question. It's really exciting. And you have a great balance, as we saw in the first quarter, of pass and run. Just two really sophisticated quarterbacks, experienced quarterbacks. We both, and all three of us, know how much that matters in the game of football.
The game of football means so much to so many people, but you've got to be proud not only of what these guys are doing out here on the football field, but all sports across the ACC. You've got to be super proud of everything that they've done.
I really am. Nearly 10,000 student athletes representing 27 different sports, soon to be 28 when Clemson adds women's gymnastics. We'll sponsor that sport in 2022. And they're the best and brightest. And it's tremendous young people that are eager to learn and graduating at prolific paces, and then also playing their sport at such a high, incredible rate.
It's a first down play for Louisville. Cunningham trying to improvise, flips it out towards the sideline. That's a short gain on that pass to Marshawn Ford. That's 2 yards. Travion Red forced him out. Cunningham and Ford had a chance to connect. Ford was wide open in the end zone there, James, and he just overshot him in the first quarter. We just saw a shot of Dave Clawson, Jim. What an amazing job. And Scott Satterfield has done great with Louisville as well. But Clawson here at Wake Forest, very impressive in his 8 seasons.
For sure. Two, again, tremendous coaches that represent the ACC so well.
Hole on the left side near the 40 on the carry, Jaylen Mitchell. Zion Keith with the tackle. 4 yards for Mitchell. Louisville moving the ball down to the 41 of Wake Forest. And what a huge game this is, Jim, within their division. I mean, yes, it's early in the schedule, but here we go with another big third down for the Cards. 4 for 5 on third down of the game. Was there movement on the edge as flags come out? Number 4 was Jaquarii Johns at the bottom of the screen.
Offside defense, number 4 jumped into the neutral zone. Offensive lineman reacted. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Against Florida State, penalties were a problem for Wake Forest. There you see the jump. They really cleaned it up against Virginia. And obviously the results speak for themselves for Dave Clawson's team. But one thing, Tom, do you remember on our conference call, one thing that he mentioned, Dave Clawson, he said, last year when we played him, or 2 seasons ago rather, the first play of the game, jumped off sides. The penalties. Can't let the penalties kill you.
Huggins Bruce near the 35-yard line. Red on the stop. James, you're right. That game in mid-October in 2019, 62-59 and won by Louisville. Right here in Winston-Salem, they got 12 on that previous play.
And you better have some fresh bodies out there, and that's one thing. They've got some depth defensively. Lyle Hemphill and company over on that defense for Wake. They can get fresh bodies in there, but you have to go sideline to sideline literally and chase these guys down. All these jet sweeps and ends around coming at you from Louisville.
9th play of the drive. Cunningham, he'll keep it, turn the corner. First down inside the 15 and unscathed out of bounds. Anderson cut off his avenue, but not before Cunningham got 11.
Well, it's getting to see it here on the fly, Mr. Commissioner, a Malik Cunningham show. And over the past few years, they've had some great quarterbacks come through here. And this is a quarterback-heavy conference this season. And I know you've seen a lot of the great ones, not just defense we talked about earlier, but guys like Malik Cunningham have done fantastic as a signal caller.
It's hard to imagine that a league has better quarterbacks than the ACC and more experience than we do.
First down play, Louisville. Mitchell on the stutter step towards the 10-yard line, 3 yards. Louisville Cardinals moving that football down to about the 10 for second down inside the CPI security red zone for Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville fans might want to change that to the Malik Cunningham red zone because that's where he excels. There's the numbers for Wake Forest this season in the red zone. A couple big stops against Virginia in the red zone last week.
Cunningham to the back of the end zone too far. Looking for Johnson in the end zone. Flag on the play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 7, with targeting. Half the distance to the goal penalty, first down. The previous play is under further review.
This is the defense up front. Miles Fox has been banged up. Not sure if he's going to be able to go today, and he just comes up high. You got to lay off that hat, and they'll take a look at it, but it's certainly helmet to helmet. The crown of that helmet, anyway, he led with. We'll be right back.
It's Halloween night in Haddonfield. 40 years ago, the boogeyman came for us. We are the survivors of Michael Myers.
Lori, what do?
We fight after what he's done to this town and my family. We will kill him. Happy Halloween, Michael.
Rated R.
You know, if we take that wrapper back to the store, it can be recycled into other stuff.
Well, I want my wrapper to be a hang glider!
How about a park bench?
Dad, you need to think bigger.
Recycle your specially marked Crunchy Bar wrappers in-store now.
Peloton Plant Dads, y'all are crushing it on the leaderboard. Show some love. High five a friend across the country or right next door. Let's go, Peloton. Hit the mat for core. No ego, amigo? Modify if you need to. So many milestones today.
Game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $400 less. All access membership separate.
At Hilton, we love that feeling of making things happen, of letting go. That feeling of calm. That I can do anything feeling. The magic of that just arrived feeling. That everything is a new memory feeling. That vacation is on feeling. Book now at Hilton.com. To new memories, Hilton, and our family of brands.
7 for Wake on the hit on Cunningham as he threw to the back of the end zone.
Thomas, it's not really even that late. It's just the fact that he's up so high is the cause for concern. So concerned Demon Deacons there defensively, awaiting the result of this review.
Cunningham has spread it around to the dismay of Coach Clausen.
After further review, there is no targeting on the play. Roughing the passer will be enforced. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
So Riley Johnson in a spirited conversation with Dave Clausen doing most of the talking. Has to be restrained by his assistants on that sideline.
Well, I don't think they can take the targeting off, and fortunately for this Wake Forest sideline, that's the case. They don't lose the body, but they can't take the penalty itself, the late hit. They can't take that off, so maybe it's something else that he's upset about.
And that moves the ball down to the 5. The officials want Louisville to get back out for their 12th play of this drive. So it was Williams with the penalty for Wake. Malik Cunningham, 8 completions to 7 different receivers. He does have a touchdown run in the first quarter of 7 yards. ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips kind enough to join us in the broadcast booth, watching Louisville move it down to the 5-yard line. Looking for the go-ahead points, tied at 10 with Wake. Cunningham, shifty move at the 7, to the end zone, and in for Cunningham. A 5-yard run to the house, and his second rushing TD.
There you go, doing what he does best. Watch number 2, Luigi Villain. Does a great job getting upfield. Turn him back in. Where are all your buddies at? Nobody there. That means inside the interior, the offensive line of Louisville. Everybody had on a hat doing their job, and that was just too easy after that initial cut by Malik Cunningham. But first things first, Villain did a good job of getting upfield, or it would have been just an easy trot to the corner.
Turner for the extra point. Cunningham, the nation's leader in rushing touchdowns, takes it in from 5 yards away. Also has a 7-yard rushing TD.
There you go. Number 10, tops in the nation. 3 is the magic number, Louisville.
When life happens, you have choices. You could gloss over cracks or relax while we bring the fix to you. Don't go it alone. Trust You Break I Fix. Your tech fixed by Assurant.
When you come in for our coffee, you don't just leave with better mornings.
You leave supporting brighter futures and bigger dreams.
Supporting family business.
Girls with curls. And working moms.
When you shop Black-owned.
Mexican-American owned.
Korean and queer-owned.
You leave with change in your hands.
Malcolm and his friends.
If we take that wrapper back to the store, it can be recycled into other stuff.
Well, I want my wrapper to be a hang glider!
How about a park bench?
Dad, you need to think bigger.
Recycle your specially marked Crunchy Bar wrappers in store now.
Peloton, come on, let's get this workout started. Heart rate stays up. We're moving to the mat. Let's go, Peloton. Bring that thunder. As you rotate, exhale. We did it together, Peloton.
Pizza's here. When your family gathers around a Jaquarii pizza from Papa John's, you're sharing our biggest, most foldable slices with extra cheese and pepperoni. But you're also sharing way more. You're sharing the chance to graduate college, 3 meals a day, and a safe place for kids to learn and grow. Because $1 from every Jaquarii goes to charities people depend on. It's not just pizza, it's pizza with a purpose.
Partner, and what a great venue and a city for us to go and bring all of our ACC fans for what has always been an electric game. So certainly excited about December 4th, but we have a lot of football to play before that time.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And James, what a first quarter, and now into the second quarter we've seen. And Cunningham, every game this season, multiple rushing TDs.
Absolutely. Great football here in the first quarter. And you know what? Before we let you go, we really appreciate your commitment to football. The ACC's commitment to football. It's such a special sport to so many people, and I know we're glad to have you, lucky to have you.
Appreciate it, James. Appreciate you, Tom. Football matters. It's really important to the ACC. It's something we have to focus on. Our future will be tethered to the sport of football. It doesn't mean our other sports aren't as critical or as important, but I think we all understand the dynamics involved. And this is a program and a sport that's on the rise in the ACC. We have tremendous coaches, unbelievable student athletes, great facilities, fans, great broadcast team and partners.
You got that right.
And appreciate what both of you guys mean to the ACC, and look forward to seeing you down the road.
Jim, thank you so much. The helicopter's over on the baseball field, ready to go, take you down to Memorial Stadium, where the Tigers have a 30-game home winning streak. We'll see if BC can break that streak in that game. That's another big Atlantic Division game, and I know that's where you're headed. Jim Phillips, the commissioner of the ACC, kind enough to join us in the second quarter here in Winston-Salem.
And poof, how about that? So doing my math right, 13 games now in 5 weeks it'll be for Jim Phillips. That was good to have him on. Appreciate his time.
I would like that kind of play-by-play schedule if we could arrange it.
Wouldn't that be fun, huh? Freddie.
Doubleheaders?
Yeah.
Freddie Kiger, our outstanding statistician. Skip McMillan, our spotter. Producer Brian Woodrum. Director Lonnie Dale, and our outstanding production crew. Lauren Jabbar is on the sidelines as well. Third down now for Wake Forest. Sam Hartman. Sophomore quarterback from Cornelius, North Carolina. Tried to stay in that pocket. It collapses on him, and Hartman is going down. A loss of 1. Dorsey on the sack.
Well, how about it? Just plenty of time. You can't take that long back there. They do a good job of bottling him up, and then it's just Dorsey with that motor. He doesn't give up. He has to run back up to about the 6-yard line as he runs that big loop around the tackle. But it's the motor, and he keeps on going, and it pays off, and patting him on the head over there. Having to fill in for guys like Gelati, we mentioned earlier, the big sack guy so far, he and Diaby. And Gelati's been hurt, but picking up the slack is Dorsey with a big drop.
Second straight series that Mora has to punt. Skies this one. Johnson stays away, and they will mark it up at about the 47. Quality field position after the 34-yard punt coming up for the Cards.
We're all motivated by something, a place to go, an idea to pursue, a legacy to leave.
When you come in for our coffee, you don't just leave with better mornings.
You leave supporting brighter futures and bigger dreams.
Supporting family business.
Girls with curls.
And working moms.
When you shop Black owned.
Mexican American owned.
Korean and queer owned.
You leave with change in your hands.
Product not yet rated.
Everybody's invited to have a meal together. Having a solid standing dinner makes your whole table better. Turn on the game and go and grab your ball. Stop and mix it through the uprights like a winning field goal. Nothing new with you and missing what's the top of standing up. Now you want it, you got it. Hold up, pass, standing stuff.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Truck owners who run Cooper AT3s are some of the most dutiful people I know. Even if that duty is to haul a load of this stuff. It's not glamorous, but it's their duty nonetheless. So if you and your truck are constantly tackling the regular duties of the day, go with a tire that can handle them all. Oh, man. I stepped in it. Go with the Coopers. Cooper.
Cards have the ball in a 17-10 lead. 7:51 to go in the second quarter. Before we proceed, a message from Works Landroid.
Works Landroid Robotic Lawnmower. Available at mylandroid.com. The future of lawn care is here.
Put one on that hillside, James, and cut that lawn.
Or better yet, we're sponsored today by Land Rover and Landroid.
Yes.
Why not a Land Rover that can cut the grass too? That'd be a lot faster, right?
That'd be extra on the bill, yes.
Okay.
Great vantage point from the end zone on the hillside, and boom. To the right of our broadcast position. That's Cooley on the carry, 4 yards. Freshman from Knightdale, North Carolina, overcoming a wrist injury to be an important part of this game this afternoon. For the Cards, 3-1. Won their only game on the road in ACC play last Saturday at Florida State. Very productive in that first half, struggled in the second half. Looked like a bit of a miscommunication. Cunningham able to hang on to the football. Forward progress to the 46 as he ran into the waiting arms of Travion Red. 3 yards for Cunningham, and he's without the hat for a moment.
Yeah, he'll have to come out. Evan Conley is his backup, no flag. Looked like he wanted to put it there in the belly of his running back, Cooley, but he just mishandled it. Everybody looked to be on the same page, and hopefully Unique is okay as they'll help him to the sideline here.
See Masterson up at his grill with a rude tackle, James, as Conley comes in. 6'2", 206, and a sophomore, Marietta, Georgia. So Cunningham out, Conley in. He's played in 1 game this season, attempted 3 passes and completed 1 for 6 yards.
Big third down, too. Wake Forest needs to get off the field. Dave Clawson talked a lot on his press conference this week about getting up 2 scores against Virginia. to try to keep them scoreless here on this drive, a 7-point lead.
So a timeout taken by Louisville. 4 of 5 on third downs. Cunningham being checked over. Had to come out after losing his helmet.
Leaf season is here. Experience Sonic Turbine technology with the Works Leaf Jet.
It's Halloween night in Haddonfield. 40 years ago, the boogeyman came for us. We are the survivors of Michael Myers.
Lori, what do?
We fight. After what he's done to this town and my family, we will kill him. Happy Halloween, Michael.
Rated R. When life happens, you have choices. You could gloss over cracks or relax while we bring the fix to you. You could try a battery hack, or we can keep you in charge. You could set it aside or come inside and let us get to work. So why go it alone? Visit your local U-Brake iFix today for fast, easy repairs. Your tech fixed by Assurian.
Everybody's invited to have a meal together. Having a solid standing dinner makes your whole table better. Turn on the game and go and grab your bowl. Top it, mix it through the uprights like a winning field goal. Nothing new to it, mix it once a taco standing up. Now you want it, you got it. On the paso standing stuff.
ACC football is brought to you by Z-Max Micro Lubricant, available at Walmart. And by DirecTV Stream. Get your TV together. Carolina Classic Fair. We've got a topsy-turvy ride of our own here at Truist Field. 17-10, Cardinals lead. It's just a big hit on Cunningham. He lost his helmet.
That's a good-looking fair. I mean, that's not your typical mall parking lot county fair.
Here's the Cunningham play. Masterson was first to hit, and then Nick Anderson comes in and drives him to the turf. Red is there as well, James.
Yeah, there you see the hit to the eye, and there the trainers continue. It's like Ferdy Pacheco, the fight doctor over there, who was Ali's fight doctor. Muhammad Ali, of course, from Louisville, Kentucky. And now with that timeout, though, Tom, Cunningham could have come back in, but he'll remain on the sidelines. Evan Conley back out there for this important third down and short. Hopefully he's okay, but they spent a lot of time looking at that right eyeball.
4 for 5 on third down in the game for Louisville. 3rd and 3 for Conley and the Cards. From the 46 of Wake. Trying to throw and get it. Broken up at the 45-yard line. Josh Johnson couldn't hang on. Slightly shaken up.
Nice job, and a good job coming in. The trust in Conley, who's played some over the past couple years. And the ball's right there on the money. It's just an excellent defensive play by J.J. Roberts. The freshman out of, I want to get this right. I think it's Hurricane, West Virginia, is how they say it. It looks like Hurricane, but it's Hurricane. Not too far from Marshall. Good play defensively to get off the field.
Vassett into punt. First of the afternoon for Louisville. Fair catch made by Morin. The punt was 37. There was no return as we go down to the sidelines. And Lauren Jabara.
Mark Vassett has actually a really incredible story. So he's 24-year-old freshman working back in Australia in construction. He wasn't enjoying it. He heard about Pro Kick Australia. So many Aussies coming over here to play college football. So he quit his job this summer, sold his house, packed up, and came over in July. He said the transition's been really easy for him. And he said family and friends watch every single game from Australia, even though it's like 3, 4 a.m. over there. So a quick shout out to the Vassett family, 4 a.m. over in Australia, watching the Wake Forest game today.
That's awesome. And we asked Coach Satterfield about, is he a leader because he's a little bit older? He's like, he doesn't know anybody or anything. He's just trying to figure out how to live over here. He figured it out, Lauren. Last week he had an outstanding game against FSU, a 73-yard punt. So feeling right at home. Family back in Australia. He's doing good.
Wake with its worst starting field position of the game. Hartman standing tall. To Perry at the boundary. First down, Wake Forest. 6 yards of the pass play.
Better job protecting up front for Hartman right there. He had all the time, pretty pocket for him, plenty of space. So let those receivers break those routes off and connect.
Hartman rolls it right and throws. And it's on the money, past the 30 and caught. Morin on the grab.
Just taking what they give you. You're going to take away Christian Beal-Smith. You're going to work these edges a little bit, change it up and get it back on the ground. Just that balance and being able to go back and forth. Two things that these offensive coordinators, Scott Satterfield, Warren Ruggiero, do a fantastic job of just adjusting on the fly.
Morin's catch was for 11 yards. You saw the official come in and adjust the spot of the football. It's up to the 32. Wake was moving with tempo and now slowed by that remarking. Back-to-back first downs. To the ground game and the cut made. Past the 40. Battering his way. Christian Turner, the sophomore. C.J. Avery on the stop, 9 yards.
Wow, Turner, good fit for this offense. First, you see the patience in these backs, but then when they decide to go north and south, watch the pad level, the transfer from Michigan. Christian Turner's a nice add-on.
There he goes again, upended at the 45 for Turner. First down, Wake Forest, 5 yards.
It's a running game for Wake Forest that really has improved every Saturday throughout the fall, or Friday, I should say, last week, and the win over Virginia up there in Charlottesville. The running game's getting better every week.
Hartman going deep, down the seam, knocked away. Morin was the receiver.
Who is this that runs underneath it? Is it Benjamin? Well, I beg your pardon. It's a 23.
It's going to be Cloyd, James.
Cloyd,
yeah.
the linebacker. You know, and Clausen's arguing that he didn't turn his head around. He didn't find that football. But Cloyd, a few steps on him, he does what you're supposed to do. Just put that head down and catch up. Like your life depends on it. Get back underneath. And he made up that space and then got in the mix right there and knocked that ball down. Excellent play by the sophomore.
Hartman on second down. Chapman makes the catch for 7 yards.
Looks like they need some fresh bodies there rushing the passer right now in this drive.
It's third and short for Turner. He's got nowhere to go. He's back at the 48 of Louisville. So Turner, who's got the consistent calls on this drive, comes up short. Now 4th and 2. And Hartman's still out there.
Yeah, they've gone for quite a bit on 4th down, and they've been successful trying to get this crowd to calm down, quiet down a little bit so they can make a play call.
3 of 7 on 4th down on the season for Wake. First attempt today. Slow mesh. Second effort. Needed to get inside the 45, and it's Christian Turner would not be denied, and he got 5.
Excellent job by Turner. Looked like he was going to be dropped for a loss. He just kept that lower body churning, kept it going to move those chains. Uh-oh.
Hartman bought some time, and it's on schedule to Taylor Morin. Touchdown, Wake Forest of 42 yards.
Bottom of your screen. And again, the protection not quite the same. A little bit of pressure early, but Hartman just calm and collected, steps up in that pocket, and then you've got the space again, but without the recovery this time. A couple plays earlier, Morin was open. Hartman couldn't get him the football. This time he let him just enough. And a big touchdown here for Wake Forest, trying to tie it up now.
10th passing TD of the season for Sam Hartman. And he hit Morin in stride for the 42-yard score, James.
Well, again, the safety that time it was 27. Just gets caught standing flat-footed. 2 safeties, both transfers in. Kendrick Duncan, 3-year starter at Georgia Southern. You know, that's his guy and he's standing flat-footed. When that ball's let go, and there's no catching up with that. That play earlier we saw where the linebacker Had some space and turned and burned, but not on this one. Perfectly thrown football and a good drive for Dave Clawson's bunch. A little bit of run, and then they hit him up top.
3:51 to go in the second quarter. Sam Hartman with his 43rd career touchdown pass. 7th in school history as we go down to Lauren.
Thanks so much, guys. Yeah, Coach Clawson talking to him this week said the biggest thing he's noticed from Sam Hartman this year as opposed to last year, this year he's a second-year captain, and it's one of those things where he's very competitive. He's wired tight. Last year he was a little hard on his teammates. This year he's been really good at accepting mistakes and moving on, being better on the next play. Said his demeanor on the sidelines has been so much better this season, and guys want to play for him this season. Pretty cool.
Hartman over 6,000 career passing yards, Lauren, and that TD pass. He was 4 of 5 on the drive. And again, that was Wake's worst starting field position of the game. James didn't bother the Demon Deacons on that drive as they took it all the way to the house. Morin with his second TD grab of the year.
Fed off that momentum that they got from that stop by their defense. Remember, Malik Cunningham, last time the Cards had the ball, had to come out of the game and couldn't make it back even after the timeout. Evan Conley with the throw that was on the money but broken up. And it looks like number 3 is going to trot back out there with 3:51 left in this first half.
So Cunningham, who has 2 rushing touchdowns in the game, he's up to 10 for the season. Best of the football bowl subdivision to start the afternoon. Back in there, quarterback for Louisville. Junior from Montgomery, Alabama. Tied at 17. Justin Marshall has the catch. 8 yards. Carson defending for the Deeks.
You know, Wake Forest, they've had a tough time getting off the field, but one thing that they have forced Louisville to do is just chip away. They've kept that lid on it for the most part here in this game, making it earn it. Make it an offense earn it by marching down the football field. Obviously more opportunity to force a turnover, and that's one thing they've specialized in here this year.
6 yards and a first down for Mitchell.
How about the vertical, or the horizontal scoop rather, in the backfield by Mitchell? Immediately he's got pressure back there, but he gets away from that and puts his foot in the ground and goes and makes it happen.
9th all-time meeting between the programs. The Cards lead the series 6-2, and they've won the last 2. Over the middle, that's a dart to midfield. An all-out diving grab by Ford. 12 yards, first down into Wake real estate.
About that target across the middle. Big Marshall and Ford, 6'3", 240-pounder from right there in Louisville.
He's got the most career receiving yards among ACC tight ends. This is a rush from Mitchell. And he fights his way down inside the 35-yard line. 16 yards. Jaylen Mitchell and a first down, Louisville.
Mitchell keeping those legs churning like we saw on the other side of the ball with Christian Turner refusing to be dropped easily with just an arm tackle. And how about Louisville just answering one more time, marching right down the football field. Getting that run going. Both of these offenses is so important to establish that run, and it just sets up everything else. Got into it a little bit earlier, but when one thing works in this offense, defensively it feels like they're all working. You can't stop it all, and everybody tries to kind of chip in and help out to stop the run, and that's when they gash you with the pass.
Well, Louisville ran for 254 yards in last year's win. This is a pass again. Cunningham overshoots the receiver. Jordan Watkins put the right hand up and couldn't get to it.
Oh, big man wants that one back. Malik Cunningham. The pressure wasn't there like we saw earlier. When the pressure came, he had to get rid of it on the guy that was streaking to the end zone untouched. Watkins had 4 steps on his guy, nobody in sight. Malik Cunningham just put it out there a little bit too hard, too far. So here's a 3rd down and long.
4 for 6 on 3rd down. Call it 3rd and 8. Second time that Cunningham has just barely overshot a receiver in the end zone. He's back to pass. The pressure comes. He gets hit and gets away. Cunningham extends the play. A flag comes out and he throws it away towards the Wake bench area. Taylor had that first hit.
It's going to be a hold here on Louisville. How about Taylor? A little bit of a delay, and boom, he's right there in his hip. But leave it up to Cunningham to make it interesting. And everybody holding their breaths until that flag came out. Luigi Villain was the guy trying to work that end and keep that outside shoulder free, keep him inside, which is tough to do. It's even harder when you got somebody grabbing your jersey. Not really sure what's...
Riley Johnson is our referee.
Holding, offense number 70. Penalties declined. 4th down.
Trevor Reed, junior from Griffin, Georgia, 4th down Cards.
Yeah, it's a good play call by Lyle Hemphill. Just got to be executed. Jasir Taylor had a free shot coming from that corner spot. You got to drop him. You got to take advantage of those plays.
So this is a 50-yard field goal attempt by Turner. His career long is 50. Last year at home against Syracuse. From 50 yards away, it is no good. Turner had connected from 42 yards away in the first quarter. Misfires from 50.
Snap and hold were there, but they had plenty of leg. That one had the strength from about 60, but off the mark. So how about this stand here for Wake Forest? 1:35 left in the half. This big possession. This is something too. Louisville last weekend, if you look back at that Florida State game, Florida State scored right before halftime, and then coming out of the halftime locker room, it was a great big momentum swing. This is a big series defensively, even with the whole half to play for Louisville.
After Turner's first miss of the field goal attempt from 50 yards of the season, that's just the yard. Christian Beal-Smith, 5'10" junior from right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and East Forsyth High School. Leading rusher so far in the game, Beal-Smith for Wake. This pass to the 40, knocked away from Roberson. Fago defensively from Louisville.
That's a linebacker, a long-time safety, but Fago up there on Roberson, you don't get that matchup. You're not successful with that matchup very often defensively when you've got a linebacker covering a guy like Roberson out in space, but an excellent job breaking on that ball, showing you the skills that he takes from that safety position. There to linebacker, and now forcing the 3rd down and long with just under 1:10 remaining in the half.
2 of 6 on 3rd down. They've missed their last 3 chances on 3rd down. This caught on the seam, up to grab it, Roberson down to the 41 of Louisville. 3rd catch of the game and a 1st down at 26 yards.
Great job by Roberson. He had to go back against the grain to pull that one in. Excellent concentration.
Inside of a minute to go now. That one juggled on the sideline at the 22 and incomplete. That's Morin, who has the TD grab of 42 yards from Hartman.
And you're going to have to put some pressure on Hartman. You can't let him sit back there for what felt like about 15 seconds. And that 3rd down pickup, Roberson had all the time in the world to come across that field. The 3-man rush wasn't even sniffing the sophomore quarterback. Nice throw by Hartman, even better catch by Roberson to move those chains.
11 of 19 in the game for Hartman, 189 yards, and the TD to Morin here in the 2nd quarter. Hartman's pass. Flag comes out. Roberson was the receiver. Cole the defender. Penalty marker.
This time Louisville brought bodies, but they were picked up. A nice pickup by that offensive front for Wake Forest. Still seemed to be tight coverage, but maybe a little bit too tight.
There's no foul for defensive pass interference.
Dave Clawson, not thrilled. Flag picked up.
It's one that you don't often see overturned. If it's thrown, you feel like it's thrown for a reason. For them to pick it back up, we get a chance here. Maybe we can take a peek at it. It might be kind of tough here with the half ending. But,
So 3rd and 10, 46 seconds to go in the quarter. Hartman has to step up. Eludes one man. Just did get it away and fires it over towards that Louisville bench. He had 2 or 3 Cardinals draped all over him.
Dave Clawson still fuming over that no call, picking up that flag on the last one, because think about it, they'd be sitting pretty with their 3 timeouts. About 45 seconds left in the half. Instead, it's a 4th down and 10. Here comes the punting unit.
Mora has to come out to punt. Johnson deep, standing at his 8-yard line. Wants the fair catch, steps to it at the 12, loses it. Wake picks it up. Jasir Taylor was standing there and caught it on the bounce. Johnson couldn't handle the ball. Turnover, Louisville.
Well, here's why you play these plays out of the half, and usually it's the defense that wants that offense to punt it because of all the mistakes, all the things that can go wrong. And it's so right for Taylor. Whiffed on the sack earlier, the would-be sack on Cunningham, but he's Johnny on the spot right here. The captain getting down there on special teams and recovering this ball. And look at that, 30 seconds remaining. 3 timeouts for Wake Forest, sitting right at the 20-yard line. A nice gift before halftime.
Cusp of the red zone, 2 for 2 in the red zone with a touchdown and a field goal. Hartman rolls, deflected. Did Roberson come up with it? He did. 8-yard line, catch Roberson, 12 yards.
We've seen the ball take some kooky hops here in this first half. We saw Sam Hartman catch his own ball, and that one, how about Roberson getting those hands down underneath it? It looks very close, but it also looked like he got that ball before it touched the turf. That's that tip drill that you work on as a receiver and a defensive back all the time in practice. Paying off right here. Remember, called and catch on the field.
Clark was the defender who tipped it. They're taking a look at it. An official review with 22 seconds on the clock of the second quarter. If it stands, it's catch number 4 for Roberson, who's up to 92 yards as he adjusts to the football. Again, James, you've heard me say it a number of times. You must have indisputable video evidence to overturn the call, which, as you mentioned on the field, is a catch by Roberson, and that is really close.
The ball, he doesn't seem to lose control, but the ball, it shifts a little bit on that other angle as he really passes it and puts the other hand on it. With it called on the field, I think you got to make it stand, but it's as close as can be.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands as called. Since it was a replay review, Wake Forest is not charged a timeout.
So the call will stand down to the 8. First and goal for the Demon Deacons, who scored on their first 2 possessions of the game, and now looking to score on what could be their last 2 and a half. Hartman buys some time. Throws it into the end zone with a flag incomplete. There is a marker in the end zone. A.T. Perry was the receiver. Incomplete to Perry, and a penalty.
Holding before the pass, defense, number 13. Half the distance to the goal penalty, first down.
there you see it. And that's what happens when a quarterback is getting good protection, can buy some time with his feet. Even the best that have ever played the game, they can't run with these speedy receivers all day long. It's too long to hang, so you just got to try to hope nobody sees you pulling on that jersey. But caught right there, so 13 seconds now remaining. 3 timeouts for the Deacs.
From the 4 for Wake Forest. First and goal. Hartman throws it to the goal line. It hit Roberson, and it appeared that he was not ready to make the catch as Cole was trying to catch up with Roberson at the goal line.
You'd think that the sun was on the other end of the stadium. It's actually on this end. We saw the missed punt return, the fumble to get Wake Forest the ball back, and then this one, it didn't look like Roberson ever really saw the football.
A halftime lead, valuable for Dave Clawson and Wake. They've had the halftime lead in all of their games so far this season and a perfect 4-0 record. They're going to hand this one off, putting the shoulders down. Beal Smith driving to the goal line. They're going to spot him at the 1-yard line. 3 yards on the run, and a timeout is taken by Wake. Still have 2 to utilize, but just 4 seconds now on the game clock.
Wow, this is tough. I mean, points, this back and forth as we go back and forth here in this football game. You know, to go in with it with a 3-point lead is pretty big. Who gets the opening kick in the second half? Was it Wake?
Louisville will get the ball.
Okay, Louisville gets the ball. So they're going to go for it, it looks like. Sciba heading back over to the sidelines. Ball is on the 1.
And we'll see what offensive coordinator Warren Ruggiero dials up here. 1 yard to go, 4 seconds on the clock.
A couple times last week we saw Sam Hartman go under center to take this snap. Here he'll take it from the gun. He doesn't move up.
Hartman to the goal line and stop short. Beal Smith on what will be the final play of the second quarter. Now the clock says zeros. The clock in the stadium and the clock you see on your screen at zeros. The officials are saying there could be some time on the clock. Are they saying 1 second?
Ruling on the field, Wake Forest called timeout with 1 second on the clock.
So there were 4 seconds left. All right, we got to watch this.
Wow.
Okay, here we go.
Timeout.
So this is the 3rd down play. Beal Smith definitely didn't get there, James. No question about that.
And you know, and definitely time to, as you take a look at that clock down the bottom left corner of the screen. So rolling the dice a little bit, but paying off. Now, the thing is, had Beal Smith kept turning those legs and the big guys coming and trying to push him in, you know, then the clock runs out. Everybody's in the halftime locker room. But since he goes down so fast,
well, there's definitely, if you look at that clock in the corner, there's a second.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
It's being looked at. They're making sure of it. It's being looked at. Scott Satterfield had his team halfway to the locker room. So we're going to try to listen for the whistles in these final seconds. I don't know, James.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough because
Dave Clawson says we're number 1 and we want 1 second on that clock.
And I think I heard you whistling. Can we watch one more time without you whistling?
Well, it's not me. I promise.
That's not fair.
How big is this now? Oh. So Riley Johnson has taken a look at it in collaboration with the replay officials in the stadium and the command center in Greensboro. And they need to determine, is there still 1 second? Because in all likelihood, the value of that 1 second is a Nick Sciba field goal, and we know how solid he is.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands as called. 1 second on the clock.
And I just told you what the halftime lead means to Wake Forest.
Absolutely.
Dave Clawson 30-9 as the Wake Forest head coach with the halftime lead. And now he's going to trot out Sciba for what looks like is going to be a 20-yard field goal. Sciba's already made one from 33 yards away. His percentage up over 90%. If he can maintain that, an NCAA record for Sciba. And you see the streak. 20 yards away for Sciba. Last play, second quarter. Sciba, no issue from 20 yards away, 2 for 2 on field goal attempts. And Wake Forest will go to the locker room with the halftime lead 20-17. The officials determining there was 1 second left as Wake called that very late timeout. In fact, you can't call a timeout any later than that.
No, you can't. And think about it. How many times do you see on the goal line a guy, churning, trying to fight?
At halftime against Florida State on the road in Tallahassee and ended up winning that game 31-23. And to your point, James, just 79 yards of total offense in the second half for Louisville against the Noles. But they got the win, 3-1 of the season. Wake trying to keep it perfect at 4-0. And as James mentioned, they've had the halftime lead in every game so far this year for the number 24 team in the nation. That'll bounce in the end zone. No return from the deep man Hall. Louisville with 259 yards of total offense in that first half. 17 first downs. And Cunningham with a couple of rush TDs and a field goal made by Turner in the first quarter of 42 yards. He missed from 50 yards away in the second quarter. That would have matched his career high had he made that.
Interesting stat down at the bottom of your screen, too. Those first downs are so important for success on third downs. And as Clawson mentioned a couple of times, they've helped out with some offsides penalties and given them 5 free yards.
Cunningham. Flag is out after the throw and catch. Up near the marker, but a flag was thrown in the backfield. Ford made the catch 10 yards. But the penalty.
Holding, offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Reed again, James, on that offensive line for Louisville.
Trevor Reed, that left tackle for Coach Sat. It's an offensive line. Coach Sat was telling us on our call yesterday how they just wanted to simplify things after that start. They just wanted to kind of dumb it down a little bit, if you will, and don't have these guys up there thinking. Let them play fast, let them play hard, and it's tough to do when you've got so many things going on in your head wanting to be just right. And that costly right there. You don't want to go the wrong way here to start. Half of football going back 5 yards.
Little pitch out to the right. Nothing there and no gain for the Cards. Mitchell ran into Masterson.
Yeah, there was plenty there for Wake Forest, wasn't there? Bothroyd was in there. Good job by Masterson. The vice angle, and then to clean things up, the big 300-pounder Kamara. Solomon Kamara just dropping him. So 1, 2, 3. And a costly, again, that 5 yards backwards and nothing doing on first down.
2nd and 20. Cunningham taking off. Got it to the 20 and 5 yards. Zion Keith stops him, the sophomore from Florence, South Carolina.
We see Cunningham pounding the turf after he went down. He knew that if he could come out of that cut standing up tall, that it was off to the races. There was nobody out there to his right as he looked at that defense, but he was unable to keep his footing. So here we go. Here's that first chance. Clawson called for this defense to get off the field on third downs. It's a 3rd down and 15. Looking pretty good.
Cards have missed on their last 3 third down conversion attempts. That's going to be short of the stick at the 32 to Ford. The tumbling grab for 12 yards. And now 4th down for Louisville.
Nice job there by Nick Anderson. Let him run those routes in front of those sticks. Let him run those routes in front of you all day long. Know where you are on the football field. And Anderson, who's been so active this season and in this game, the freshman safety who's starting today, Hey, let them do it all day long. I'll just drop them, and it's 4 yards to go still for a first down in their own territory. And force them to punt it away.
Vassett, second punt of the game. Morin deep. Morin standing at his own 25-yard line. Morin has to go back to the 18, gets past the first contact, and the second, and the third, and up past the 30-yard line. 50-yard punt, Vassett, 14-yard return, Morin. Demon Deacons on offense when we come back to Winston-Salem.
Jeremiah energy is everything. I was like, somebody needs to see this awesomeness I get every time I go to Chick-fil-A.
She said, "Can I record you?" I was like, "Of course."
Thank
an awesome
you.
day up ahead.
All right, thank you.
Chick-fil-A.
The next thing you know, it was like, boom. People that never even been to Wilmington that wanted to come to Chick-fil-A to meet Jeremiah.
I've always had my mindset, like I'm on a mission. I'm here to make today the best day ever.
You definitely have to experience him serving you with a purpose.
Geico's 85 years isn't just about time, you know. It means experience. If I told you I'd been jarring raspberry preserves for 85 years, you'd be like, that has got to be some scrumptious jam.
Geico.
At Hilton, let's jump into memories best celebrated together. Where a time away means us time. And a goodnight kiss. Where reunions become incredible nights. Where breakfast is the sweetest part of the day. Let's jump into new memories. Book now at Hilton.com. To new memories, Hilton, and our family of brands.
Get help detecting hazards in the dark with available night vision in the Cadillac XT6.
Hey CoverGirls, coming to you fresh-faced from home. Remember that? I was a CoverGirl in 1998, and today I'm a CoverGirl. Thanks to Simply Ageless, America's #1 anti-aging foundation. With the plumping power of hyaluronic acid complex. It's skincare and makeup in one for instant wrinkle reduction and healthy glowing skin. Once a CoverGirl, always a CoverGirl. With Simply Ageless. From easy, breezy, beautiful, CoverGirl.
There's something in the air, out of the silence. It all starts now. It all starts now. It all starts now.
For Wake Forest. Interesting first half, James, for Wake offensively. They score in their first two possessions and then don't score again till later on in the half and then get that field goal with 1 second on the clock from Sciba.
Yeah, and trying to go right back to it. The guy who got this game started and doing a good job on the ground early on was Christian Beal-Smith. Shutting them down on first down, and then through the air on second down is this Louisville defense, so a chance to repay the favor of a 3-and-out here defensively.
Hartman with the time and the opportunity.
Good protection.
Out of the pocket. Flag is out behind the play as Hartman gets shoved out of bounds. He went for 3 yards. Forgo ran him down, and again a penalty marker. Early indication it's against the Demon Deacons.
Job by Louisville to shut him down in the secondary. Nowhere to go. Plenty of time.
Holding offense number 50. Penalties decline. 4th down.
All the time Hartman needs with this 3-man rush. Got lineman and back up there to help. And Hartman finally just forced to bail on it. A little bit too good with the holding. So here we go to punt it away and a chance for Louisville make something happen on a punt return this time as opposed to giving it right back to him.
Zach Tom just could not hold off Derek Dorsey. The holding penalty, Mora in to punt. Johnson, the deep man. Lost control of the last punt, turned into 3 points on a fair catch attempt at the 21, and this time he makes it successfully. The punt from Mora, 44 yards, and the Cards have the football here in the third quarter. This is ACC football.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the SUV of the future for everyone. The new Ford Bronco Sport, available with different GOAT modes and a camera with off-road views. Because the SUV of the future isn't built for a few. It's built for America. Ford Bronco Sport. Drive one today.
Peloton, come on, let's get this workout started. Heart rate stays up. We're moving to the mat. Let's go, Peloton. Bring that thunder. As you rotate, exhale. We did it together, Peloton.
One day, Lanika came through the drive-thru, and I was like, hey, Lanika, and she was like, hey, I have this idea.
I love scanning my Chick-fil-A app. I love building my points. So I decided to redeem 50,000 Chick-fil-A points to feed a shelter.
And I said, I don't think it's ever been done before, but I don't see why not.
They were so appreciative. I never knew it was gonna make that big of an impact. Their bellies were full and they were so happy. I felt so good.
You're just such an awesome person. And
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Geico's 85 years isn't just about time, you know. It means experience. If I told you I'd been jarring raspberry preserves for 85 years, you'd be like, that has got to be some scrumptious jam.
Geico.
It's time to spread your wings and your flippers. It's time to dance in the streets and gear up for trick-or-treating as the Halloween season returns with all the fun of SeaWorld's Spooktacular. Now, more than ever, it's time to see the world again. SeaWorld. Right now, save up to $50 on tickets.
On Monday, because we paying for it. Where's Ramon at?
Wow, what a moment for Ramon Puryear, the redshirt freshman from Louisville, Kentucky. And he's not going to pay per year because he's got the Scully now, according to Satterfield. It's greatness made here, brought to you by Synovus for the redshirt freshman.
I could never get tired of watching those videos like that. I teared up when we watched it there at the break. I just, you know, even with your biggest rival, I think it would be hard to not enjoy those moments when these kids work so hard in their teammates, in the excitement of their teammates. They're so happy for them because they've seen everything they've been through. They've been through not only what they've been through, but even more. Wow, congratulations.
So Puryear watching his offensive teammates, and Malik Cunningham will hang on to the football. Try to edge his way to the 30. Doesn't quite get there on the run for 8 yards. Malik Cunningham, the junior quarterback.
That boot game, so dangerous. Put him out there. And tuck it and go. And, you know, you create all that space defensively. And you put guys on islands. That's the last guy you want to be on an island trying to drop without the help of your friends is Malik Cunningham.
Over 8,000 yards in career total offense for Malik Cunningham, and his teammates will pick up the slack here with Cooley in a first down. Got 9 on this play, James.
It's the Louisville offensive line here now on that play, just washing guys away, and Cooley taking advantage. Good vision. Getting downhill in those holes, moving those chains. Good start to this drive now after they sputtered a little bit in the first drive, the second half.
So the 45-yard line, correction, 40-yard line for 2 yards. That's Cooley.
Nice job there by 2. Villain has had a good day. Luigi Villain, graduate transfer. We've got 2 Michigan transfers. course, we saw the running back Christian Turner earlier, but Villain, another one coming from the Wolverines.
Cunningham improvising, lofting it, incomplete near midfield. The flag came in. Flag comes in on the play after the pass by Cunningham. Looking for Cooley.
It was down in the secondary, not there. Cunningham took a hit as he threw it, but this one's going to be on the secondary. Wake Forest helping him out.
Before the pass, holding defense, number 6. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's against Jasir Taylor, the senior.
These little things, you know, turnovers are never little, but these penalties in a tight game like this, so key. Top of the screen right there. You're there. You see the hands tangled up. Taylor up top. That ball thrown out of bounds as Cunningham took a little bit of a shot. Ball move up to midfield, though.
Wake had just 19 penalties called on it coming into the game, second fewest in the conference. Cards stretch it out, shoulder down. Mitchell absorbing the contact at inside of the 45 of Wake at 6 yards as he met Gavin Holmes head on.
Clausen was upset as soon as that ball came out here. Something there in the tackle box, the blocking. You saw a body go down, but that was actually a Louisville offensive lineman that was landed flat on his back. Still moving that football. No flag on the field.
Second down, Cunningham stepping up and throwing open man at the 30. Inside the 20, Cunningham had an open man and he hit him. Justin Marshall. There is a flag down near midfield.
Illegal block in the back, 41 offense. 10-yard penalty, second down.
41 is Isaac Martin, junior from Louisville.
Left of your screen here, there's 41, and oh man, that was like, I don't know. I mean, an illegal block in the back. That's the squeaky wheel getting the grease, maybe. Gosh, that's Scott Satterfield and company aren't going to be happy to watch the replay of that one.
47-year-old from Hillsborough, North Carolina. Animated on the opposite sideline. 2nd and 16 now after the penalty. They have to get to the Wake 40. Cunningham pressured, wrapped up and down. Luigi Villain, the sack for the Deacs. And the second of the game for Wake.
Hands, look at him come back underneath. Get off of me. It's staying in those lanes up front. There's no space. Everybody's doing their job. Staying in the lanes, it gives a guy like Luigi a chance to come underneath. How many times have we seen these guys run up these big rounded wide routes to the quarterback? This time he comes back underneath and a big drop for Luigi.
Oh, for the last 4 on third down. 3rd and 20, and that one batted down. Holmes was defending. Cards wanted a flag, and Marshall's not going to get it.
They're all trying to get a call now. That whole Louisville sidelines, they were hot as soon as that ball hit the ground. But a nice job coverage-wise by Gavin Holmes, a freshman out of New Orleans. Here's the back end of it. Yeah, he's got that backhand draped on the receiver, but you know that's the way you're taught. It didn't seem like he was interfering with his route at all. He just broke underneath it and made a nice play. Good defensive play by the freshman.
Vassett to punt, Moore in the deep man.
Delay a game, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
.748 to go now in the 3rd. And this is the score we had when we went to the locker room, James.
It's hard to believe after that back and forth first half, all the scoring.
Maybe the defensive unit saw our opening to this game when we touted the offensive proficiency of these teams in this series. Last 4 meetings combined before today, 352 points, and the ball's on the turf. Morin at the 18 and a flag. Louisville had a miscue on a punt. Morin able to cover 47 yards on the punt, Bassett.
Kick catch interference, kicking team, number 14. 15-yard penalty from the spot. First down.
That is a 15-yard infraction on Marvin Dallas.
That's a big boost. I'd like to see it again if we can.
So Morin was the deep man in punt formation for Wake, and here he is.
Does a good job of beating his gunner. I mean, it looked like I've seen a lot worse.
Deep ball, dropped. Wow. Roberson had it for a moment, and then it slipped away. He beat
Wow. I mean, the fingernails. That's not a fingertip grab almost. He had it in his fingernails.
Quinterio Cole was defending for Louisville. And Roberson had a chance. Jaquarii almost beat Quinterio in that exchange.
Q on Q.
Almost.
Nicely thrown ball by the sophomore Sam Hartman.
Hartman going to tuck and run. Past the 40 to the 42-yard line, 8 yards. Fago forced him to the turf. I don't know if he thought about sliding, but kind of a half slide to that spot. Now 3rd down. And now they had the ball up near the 42 where Hartman had ended up, but it's been moved back now to the 39-yard line. And now a flag is out.
And that's a false start.
False start, offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Sean McGinn Jr., Sewanee, Georgia. So as rapid and up-tempo as our first half was, we're in a bit of quicksand here all of a sudden, James.
Here's what Clausen is upset about, the marking. I don't know why they would have taken him. You know, when you start a slide, as soon as you start a slide as a quarterback, but there was no start to a slide until even close after he crossed the 40.
Little pay. That one from Morin. Officials are talking about it. Cole was defending. Little play fake there, and then Hartman with the toss.
Again, a ball that has to be perfect.
Boy, did you see the right foot of Morin? Really close to coming down inbounds.
Well, the ball thrown perfectly, and if not for the hit by Cole, you know, the receiver's going to. Wow.
Now maybe the left foot comes down first, James.
Okay, but watching that right foot, which I didn't see on the fly.
Yeah.
How about Morin, while he's being hit, focusing on bringing that football in? They'll take a look at it, see if that right foot maybe was down. A big review. We'll have it when we come back.
When faced with a challenge, it's good to remember
When you're feeling
Accenture. Let there be change.
Jake from State Farm. You here to jam?
Aaron?
No, just an aspiring singer-songwriter with my bandmates. Here giving out that Rogers rate to regular folks like us.
State Farm has rates that fit anyone's budget.
Is that so? Mahalo, Kiki. In that case, this one goes out to an ex-best friend of mine who took my rate, just gave it away.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Everybody's invited to have a meal together. Having a solid standing dinner makes your whole table better. Turn on the game and go and grab your bowl. Stop and mix it through the uprights like a winning field goal. Never knew what you were missing once the top was standing up. Now you won't even got it. Or the pass will standing stuff.
My name is Leslie. My favorite thing about the Grilled Chicken Club is the grilled chicken. Like it's actually been on a grill. As soon as you grab it to go take your first bite, it's just like insanely good.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Previous play is under review, and take a look at the middle cleat there. That is the right foot of the receiver, Morin. The left foot appears to be elevated and above the out-of-bounds marker.
Always control of the football as well, which is
the call on the field was incomplete, James.
I think this one gets overturned.
After further review, the receiver possessed the ball, got 1 foot inbounds at the 46-yard line. It will be first down, Wake Forest.
The redshirt freshman from Centerville, Virginia. Outstanding catch and awareness to get the foot down, make the play, and move those chains for the Demon Deacons on the pass from Hartman.
Went back home to Virginia, had a touchdown catch on that opening drive last weekend, had a great night in Charlottesville, and keeps it going here today. That's catch number 4 at the 42-yard touchdown reception earlier in this game in the first half. But how big is that?
His TD reception at Virginia last Friday, 39 yards, and he caught 3 balls for 63 yards. He's got a touchdown grab in this game of 42 yards and 2 TDs receiving this season. He's up over 100 yards now. That's a career high. 101 and 4 catches. Morin, what a grab on that previous play. Overturned by the visual evidence, and it was indisputable. Hartman out of a cluttered pocket. A little bit of a fake. Now he's bear hugged and dragged to the turf. Abdullah on the tackle.
Good job by Yasir Abdullah there in open space, and a good job by Louisville to play the next play. That's one thing that Brian Brown preaches, the defensive coordinator. He's done a fantastic job with this group. What a punch in the gut, 3rd and forever, and they convert, come back to play.
Hartman has it. Diving for the line to gain, maybe just a little bit short there at the 37 or so. Needed to get to the 36 and a half and got 8 yards. For Coach Clausen, the 53-year-old from Youngstown, New York. Came up through the ranks. Head coach at Fordham, Richmond, Bowling Green. Here he is at Wake. They go quickly for a first down attempt, and they've got enough near that 35-yard line of Louisville.
Yeah, you got to have a defense call, but this, even more important, you got to be able to, you got to be set if you want to play sound defense. And it's been too easy a couple times.
Hartman Morin, 18-yard line, popular target. Cole tackled him into the red zone for Wake Forest to the 19 and 17 yards on the play.
There's another look at it. We got to go quick with this one because they're already snapping that sucker. Too fast for everybody in the house. Almost a pick right there.
It's Morin again, James.
That's number 6. The receptions for Morin.
Back in the CPI Security red zone for Wake Forest. 3 or 4 in the red zone in the game for the Demon Deacons. Hartman through the progression to the end zone. Incomplete. Roberson came up with the football, but well out of bounds. Backpedaling in that back corner.
Good job by Hartman to step up by a little bit of time, but just running out of room out there. Roberson put it on a rope. A little bit too wide. So here we go. Clausen wants to go up 10, Tom, and not 6 right here on this drive.
Hartman just did get it away as he was going down. Ellison shakes his way to the 7. First and goal, Wake Forest after 8 yards. Hartman on his way to the turf, got rid of it.
Wow, crafty. Look at number 10. Give him the discount at Hobby Lobby. Give him a live, laugh, love for his room.
First and goal, Wake Forest. Ellison. Straight ahead. Ellison. Touchdown, Wake. 7 yards, Justice Ellison.
Great job, Tom, by the Demon Deacons to just keep the pressure on them. Things don't go quite right for you defensively. You can't hang your hat against this crew. You can't take a play off because they'll make you pay, and they do just that right here. A couple big third down pickups on that drive, and they just speed it up, hit the tempo, and it's so tough to get set, get that call in defensively, especially when you're feeling a little bit sorry for yourself at times when you thought you'd get off the field and you're running low on gas, and offensively they just keep it coming. That's an impressive drive right there to keep it alive. David Clausen's bunch, and to go up in this back and forth game now, 2 scores.
Third rushing TD of the season for Justice Ellison, the freshman from Oakton, Virginia. .359 to go in the third, and Sciba's in for the extra point. The whole place holding their breath for Sciba, who's perfect in his career on extra points. Largest lead of the ball game. Wake by 10, 27-17. Mr. Ellison reaching.
Yeah, nice job to clear the way by the big guys up front. Jurgens, Maggott, Tom, Nagasim, Nyap, and Gordon.
Time for our Yellowwood 5-star drive summary. 11 plays, 66 yards. Just over 3.5 minutes, and Justice Ellison caps it off with a 7-yard TD.
Yeah, biggest play of that drive without a doubt was the completion to Taylor Morin. Originally called an incomplete pass. They looked at it, and the freshman did a fantastic job not only of bringing that football in, but getting the foot down and absorbing the hit to move those sticks and give his offense a chance to march down, put it in the end zone, and now take a 10-point lead.
Morin now with 6 catches, 122 yards, and a TD. 17 unanswered points by Wake Forest. So you want to stick around with the 4th coming up. Join me and James for the 4th, presented by CPI Security. With Wake Forest up 27-17. And again, its largest lead of the game. Wake took a 10-7 lead in the first quarter after Hartman took it in from a yard away. 20-17 was the halftime lead. You know, one of the biggest plays of the game, James, prior to that drive by Wake was calling a timeout with 1 second to go before the end of the second quarter. Satterfield had his team halfway to the locker room. And then Sciba came in and hit the field goal from 20 yards away to give Wake the halftime lead.
And that was after the fumble on the punt return to give Wake another chance at it down there in the red zone.
And Johnson on the misplay on the punt. Cunningham floats that one out to the right, and it's complete to Jordan Watkins. And Louisville last week against Florida State was dominant in the first half. They did have 395 yards total offense, but struggled in the second half in Tallahassee.
Well, in the first quarter alone, they had 150 yards. 4 or 5 on third downs. They were unstoppable, but there you see those numbers. They don't want to duplicate that here in Winston-Salem.
Scott Satterfield, the head coach and offensive coordinator from Louisville, elects to go to Jaylen Mitchell for 4 yards. How about the Demon Deacons? as they're trying to stop Louisville with Conley signaling in the backup quarterback to Cunningham on 2nd and 7. Wake Forest is trying to stay perfect on the season, coming in 4-0. Louisville coming off a big win against Florida State. Cunningham will keep it. Took some punishment. Hit by Masterson. Big hitter. Masterson, the senior. 4 yards. Cunningham. Couple of rushing TDs in this game. Hey, James. 3rd and short now.
What you gonna do now? Masterson, how about that big pop by Masterson? Look at that big body. He gained a lot of weight but didn't lose any speed coming from that safety spot. And you could tell that that play had been rep by this defense. What do they have here on a 3rd down and 3?
0 for their last 5 on 3rd down. Out of bounds. Short of the 46 for Cunningham. Nowhere to go. Fenced in and no gain. Holmes cuts off LaRoute.
Absolutely, partner. Great job by Gavin Holmes. He's got a big body of an offensive lineman on him out there outside. And a lot of times those offensive linemen, they can't catch those little guys. That time the offensive lineman had his mitts on the cornerback, but still Holmes fought to stay outside. That's all he could do. Force that runner back inside and drop him. Wait for the rest of your buddies to come over and clean things up. Excellent job by the freshman.
Bassett punts. Morin waits. Punts of 43 yards and a fair catch from Morin. And more on the coaching relationship between our head coaches, Lauren.
Yeah, there's a long coaching history between Louisville head coach Scott Satterfield and Wake Forest head coach Dave Clawson. Satterfield was coaching at App State when Clawson was at Richmond. Then again, when Satterfield was at Toledo, Clawson was at Bowling Green. And now the two of them coaching against each other here in the ACC. And Satterfield told us, I have a lot of respect for him. It's been fun battling, going up against each other for the years. And Coach Clawson said he especially has a lot of appreciation for guys that have climbed the ranks. He said there's very few of us that were FCS coaches and climbed the ladder, so it's cool for both of them to be able to be on the same field.
Yeah, absolutely, Lauren. It was really fun to listen to them talk leading up to this week, knowing each other very well and a lot of respect, justifiably so. Two outstanding coaches here in the ACC.
Scott Satterfield, the head coach at App State, as Lauren mentioned, from 2013 to 2018, and the Sun Belt champs in the last 3 years for Satterfield. 4 straight bowls. As App moved to the football bowl subdivision in 2014, James, and we told you about Clawson coaching at Bowling Green, Richmond, Fordham. FCS playoffs with Fordham back in 2002. For Dave Clawson. His team right now enjoying the 10-point lead, 27-17.
Nick Okeke there with a nice stop. Knife him through. Good penetration by Louisville that time.
Dave Clawson's been not going on that one.
No.
I want to save my lunch. Thank you very much. Oh, it's going up and down too.
No, I don't want any part of that either. I used to like those. I can't even watch it.
I'm busy just watching that.
Let me know when it's over. Is it gone?
Man,
can I watch it?
It's done.
Okay, good.
Back to, as they say, back to the live action. Wake Forest in the black and old gold, and Louisville in the white, black and red. Hartman, diving attempt and incomplete off the fingertips of Donald Stewart, the senior from Elizabeth, New Jersey, to transfer from Stanford.
Pigtail route going in and cutting it right back out. You got to have a little bit of time for that double move. Good protection up front. And ran it. There would have been a first down, but just a little bit too strong. Hartman like to have that one back, so instead they're going to punt this one away.
Mora punting to Johnson. Cards could get some good field position out of this. Try to flip it a little. This is a boomer. Back to the 24. It takes a bounce. And then it's picked up by Johnson as it bounced off a Wake player.
Oh, man, you got to be careful with that one.
Living dangerously.
Yes.
Not officially down. It did bounce off a Wake player there. I mean, he might have saved a few yards, but again,
Well, but it hit the Wake player up front, so it would have come back had it kept rolling. Now, and Johnson, you'd think that he'd be extra careful after dropping that one right before halftime, but it's good to see. If you're a Cardinal fan, Coach Satterfield, he hasn't lost his confidence, trying to make something happen here for his offense. Still plenty of time, though. Just a 10-point lead for Wake.
Cunningham caught at the 45. Watkins on the run. 24 yards, James.
Jordan Watkins has to come all the way across the field, and trailing him is Jasir Taylor the entire way. He's right there on his hip. You got to have good protection up front by Cunningham after the play fake, and then he just lays it out there perfectly. That's a nicely thrown football by number 3, and a good catch by the freshman, Jordan Watkins.
Third catch for Watkins, came in, second leading receiver with 14 grabs. Out of bounds prior to the 40-yard line. For Cooley with 6 yards for his work. Watkins, and that win last Saturday at Florida State, 5 catches for 61 yards. Both of those were career highs. Had a 21-yard touchdown reception as well. The first touchdown of his career for Watkins, number 1, the freshman from Louisville. Here's number 3, Cunningham, throwing on the run with touch and precision near the 25. Hitting Marshall. Sticks a rolling. 18 yards, Cards.
Do a good job of selling a run that's starting to work a little bit. Watch the whole offensive line. You got linebackers keying, and then you got the color coming back across, the white jersey coming back across your face. You got to change direction and get back underneath it. This boot game is scary when it gets rolling here for Coach Sat in Louisville.
How about that throw for the right-hander moving left, James?
Yeah. You get him out there on his feet and up and rolling. That's when he does his best.
Short pass to the 20. Flag is out. Cooley catches it. Flag in the offensive backfield. 6 yards if it stands. Holding Louisville.
Holding offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty, first down.
March it back the other way. Those penalties, not only are they adding up, but the timing of a couple of them have just been crushers here with Louisville trying to get some momentum back in this game. Now you're looking at a first down and 20 after that holding penalty.
8 penalties on the afternoon against Louisville. Inside the 30, tackled near the 25 is Mitchell for 9 yards. Smenda on the stop. Junior from Orange Park, Florida.
Nice play call there by Satterfield. Just get half of it back. Now you got your second down and 10. Little screen pass. Big bodies out front to lead the way for Mitchell. Now you're working more manageable territory.
Up the middle, and Mitchell, first down to the 10. Takes a tumble there, but did the work to get the first down and move the sticks in 16 yards. Jaylen Mitchell, a redshirt freshman.
So nice to have a 1-2 punch there in the backfield. We've seen Cooley with some nice little runs. Now you give it back to a fresh Jaylen Mitchell. Redshirt freshman. You've got 2 freshmen, so guys with a lot more time there at Louisville and contributing in a big way here on the road, trying to chip away at this 10-point lead.
3 for 3 in the red zone for the Cardinals. This one to the end zone and caught for the touchdown. Watkins on the grab in the end zone from Cunningham at 10 yards.
Good job doubling up on the edge rusher there, Davis. Trying to get right in the face of Cunningham, buying him some time. Decent coverage, but a perfectly thrown football right there on that back shoulder. How about this?
6 TD passing this season for Cunningham. Watkins with his second touchdown reception. 10 yards away. Cards take it in the end zone. They're perfect in the red zone in our game. No surprise there. They were second in the conference coming in, James, 93%. With 11 TDs to start the day. And it's back to a 3-point lead for Wake Forest.
Well, the red zone where Malik Cunningham shines, usually on the ground, this time through the air to number 9.
Made from scratch biscuits and hand-breaded chicken, that's a breakfast no-brainer. But adding hot honey to the mix, you'll never hit snooze again. The new
Oh, you're doing it wrong, man.
What's wrong with action figures?
Nothing, except buying them without Capital One Shopping.
What's that, Samuel, Mr. L. Jackson?
Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them. Just download it to your computer.
Whoa, you're my hero.
Yeah, I can tell.
You like it?
I look good in miniature. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius.
What's in your wallet?
I don't say it like that, Devin.
We just having all the energy to put in work and win everything we can.
You get that sense of doing it for something bigger than yourself.
A lot of the game is about talent, hard work, dedication, consistency.
Get help detecting hazards in the dark with available night vision in the Cadillac XT6.
Mid-October 2019, the last time the two teams met here in Winston-Salem. And they combined for 121 points. Wake Forest was number 19 in the country. Here comes Louisville. Conley into the game. He finds the end zone, 62-59, second highest scoring game in ACC history. Hassan Hall had a 100-yard kick return TD. And Louisville wins it 62-59. There goes Conley. And there go the Cards off to victory. And the symmetry of the moment, Wake Forest once again ranked in the top 25, 24th in the country, and the touchdown to Huggins. Bruce making the grab of the end zone from 10 yards away. Malik Cunningham with his first TD pass. Huggins Bruce has his first TD reception of the season for the freshman.
Yeah, Tom, in that 2019 game, Wake came in, you mentioned ranked, they were 5-0 at that point. I told you earlier that Wake Forest has been 4-0 4 of the last 6 years. To take it a few steps further, they're in a dogfight here in the fourth quarter today.
Williams cut down there at the 23-yard line. So Huggins Bruce on the business end from 10 yards away. 72 yards, 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the drive for Louisville. That came out of nowhere. Very little production in the second half from the Cards. They punted only once in the first half. They had to punt all 3 times in the second half and into the third quarter on their possessions until they punted in the end zone with Huggins Bruce. (27-24). Wake with the football. Hartman got rid of it behind the intended receiver. Twisting attempt from A.T. Perry. Chandler Jones defending, but the pass was not where it needed to be from Hartman.
A little bit of pressure coming. Low snap. Hartman fields it cleanly, and then there's that pressure late. He couldn't follow through. The helmets were there in his face, and here on second down, go to the ground and dropped immediately. So a third down and long for Dave Clawson's bunch with 11 minutes left here in the fourth.
6 of 14 on third down in the ball game.
Got to bring some pressure. You got to put some pressure on Hartman, and they've brought 3. They haven't gotten to him.
Hartman's pass sails and it's picked. Picked off Quinterio Cole on the return for Louisville. How about that momentum swing? Huggins Bruce with a TD grab, and now Coley interception, and flags come out after the whistle.
Well, they bring 4, and there's time for Hartman. He throws it up right in the middle.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, intercepting team number 12, spinning the ball. 15-yard penalty, first down. That's number 12's first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
Back them up a little bit after that, the celebration.
5th interception of the season for Louisville, and Cole has his first. 5 tackles to go along with that interception for Quinterio Cole, and now pacing those sidelines, Dave Clawson. There's your infraction right there.
Yeah, he should be suspended for about 5 weeks for that spin. That's ugly. You got to spin it better than that, right? If you're going to spin it. What a big turnover. Talked about the turnovers, how important they are, and there's that turnover belt. Like some WWE going on down there on the sidelines right now. Coley with a huge pick, and not a wise throw for Sam Hartman. Threw it into 3 guys covering the receiver. He had to throw it high because there was a guy right underneath his target.
Cunningham, 30-yard line, very close to a first down.
There you see it. Nice job there reading that end. End crashes down, knowing that you've got the open door outside, so Cunningham tucks it and goes and moves those chains on his own. How about this? After the turnover, Louisville trying to march back down and retake the lead in the 4th quarter.
Just the 2nd interception of the season for Sam Hartman. Cooley is the back with Cunningham. To the 26, and Cooley. 4 yards. Jaquarii Johns has the tackle. It's over 200 yards rushing in the game now for Louisville, exceeding their season average of 159. It was 11th in the ACC coming in to this game. Being able to run it effectively. Cooley didn't play last week. He was injured in the game against UCF. That last 2nd interception. A return for a touchdown by Oldham, and that was the difference in that one. This is Cooley nowhere to go and no gain. That's Johns and Red combining on the stop.
Jaquarii Johns doing a good job. Doing a good job again. Taylor on the outside, fighting to keep that outside shoulder free, and Red doing a good job of heating it up. Stepping up there and filling. 3rd and long. They're making some noise here at Truist Field.
0 for their last 6 on 3rd down. Louisville trailing by 3. Cunningham wants the run. Skips out of a tackle. Reinforcements come for Wake Forest, and he stopped at a loss of 2.
Cunningham doing all he can. Good coverage in the secondary. After some decent time, finally the pocket collapses. He's got to go and make something happen. And one guy, it's so tough for one guy to try to drop Malik Cunningham. But Colleen Carson misses the tackle, but slows him up enough for the rally from the rest of that Louisville defense, forcing a field goal try.
James Turner. This will be 46 yards away. He's been good from 42 and missed from 50. From 46 to tie our game, Turner. On the way. Yes, sir, for Turner. And we are tied at 27 on the 2nd made field goal of the game from James Turner. Cards and Deeks, 27 all in the 4th.
Jake from State Farm. What's good?
Oh, Patrick?
Nah, fam. Just your typical sneakerhead working here for the employee discount. But speaking of deals, I heard regular guys like me are getting the Patrick price. That can't be real, right?
Listen, State Farm offers rates that fit any budget. Even yours, typical sneakerhead.
Wow, just anyone now?
Yeah.
Man, these just sold out then.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
There's something in the air, out of the silence. It all starts now. It all starts now. It all starts now. So close, no matter how far.
The 6-month grind has culminated for one team to advance. Let's go! The spotlight is at its brightest right now.
Get help detecting hazards in the dark with available night vision in the Cadillac XT6.
We're off to Durham, North Carolina. It will be Georgia Tech taking on Duke. Jeff Collins against the Blue Devils, led by David Cutcliffe. Both of those teams in action this afternoon as well and trailing in their respective games. But next Saturday they'll meet 12:30. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. One time for the Hardies star to watch. And that's number 15 in a Louisville uniform, Jaylen Mitchell. The redshirt freshman from Rockledge, Florida. James, our Hardies star to watch.
That's right, Rockledge High School. 5'10", 221, keeping an eye on him today because Louisville has to have that run game going. When they can move that football and run it against these defenses, it opens up so much for Malik Cunningham. Get him out on those boots on the fake runs, play action pass. Makes it a very, very difficult defense to defend. So Jaylen Mitchell getting things done on the ground, helping him out a little bit. Travion Cooley, having him back, has helped as well. You saw Mateo Durant there at Duke. We'll see him next weekend. Coming into this game, Tom, there were a few guys tied for first in the nation with rushing touchdowns. Malik Cunningham, one of those, but Mateo Durant as well.
Cunningham has a couple of rushing TDs in this game. 10 now for the season. I can tell you, James, that Pittsburgh has defeated Georgia Tech in Atlanta 52-21. And North Carolina 38-7 to win the victory bell against Duke. That's the third straight year that the Tar Heels have defeated Duke. So we'll see those teams next week. They played in Atlanta last year, and it was a win for Georgia Tech. So Duke and Georgia Tech out of the Coastal Division next week, 12:30. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. We're in the Atlantic Division today, and an enormous game. Yes, it's early in the schedule, but an important one for undefeated Wake Forest and 3-1 Louisville. Whistles before the snap.
Snap infraction, offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Tough one there. Dave Clawson knows it. You get out there, send your unit back out there. Fresh chance. It's tied up. Trying to get the momentum back on your side. And just a little flinch there on it. Everyone's going to see that. 5 yards back the other way.
Ellison. Touchdown run in the third quarter for Ellison. 5 yards there. That's 6 penalties now on Wake Forest. They came into the game with having the second fewest penalties called against them in the ACC, just 19. 6 in this game, and they'll operate 2nd and 10 from the 25. Hartman will rocket to the 30-yard line and caught. Donald Stewart, 6 yards.
There's an ISO shot of Stewart, just breaking it off at 5 yards. Now instead of a first down after that false start penalty, you got 3rd and 5.
Hartman That one near the 40. Up to grab it. Roberson as he beat Clark. Big gain for Wake and a first down. 32 yards to Roberson.
Looked like some miscommunication in the secondary for Roberson to be sitting there all alone. Even Hartman's surprised. Lobs it up there for him, and Roberson does a good job going up and high pointing it and pulling it down.
5 catches now for Roberson. Tied at 27. 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth, James. Our third tie of the game. We've had 4 lead changes. Back and forth we go.
Nice job to come in from behind, slipping in the back door by Okeke. Okeke's had some big plays here in the second half.
Hartman right side and complete. A.T. Perry tiptoes the sideline for 11 yards. Past Jones.
A.T. Perry, good-looking receiver. He's been kind of quiet here this afternoon, making some noise when they need him the most. Move those chains one more time.
Ellison trying to stiff arm his way. Down to about the 22 for 5 yards. Wake Forest trying to respond. Louisville with 10 unanswered points. Aided by the interception by Quinterio Cole that led to a field goal for Turner. Here's Ellison. Submarines his way. Inside the 20 to the 19. Got 4. Jalen Alderman and Kendrick Duncan on the stop.
Got to expect the quick snap here again. Right over the ball. 3rd down and short. Where they like to heat it up.
Hartman. Down to the 11 or so. Officially to the 12 as Duncan made the tackle. That'll be a first down for Wake Forest. Operating in the red zone with their 4 for 4 in the game. Came in as the 4th best offense in the ACC in the red zone. Ellison on that slight little mesh delay. So tough to stop. Just 2 yards there, though.
So tough on those linebackers, Tom. I can't even imagine. So much of being a linebacker, it's about reacting and going, and this is my assignment. This is where I've got to be. And when you're forced to pause, and that what seems like to be like a 5-second mesh, it's really tough, especially when those offensive linemen can get up on you.
10th play of the drive. Ellison, conservative call, 3 yards. Ellison, 86 yards rushing, and a TD in the win last Friday at Virginia.
They can get a first down. 3rd down and 6, and the ball is on the 8 right now.
8 of 16 on 3rd down. Hartman looking left all the way. Now has to go back right. Gets rid of it. Back corner of the end zone. A.T. Perry for the score for Wake Forest.
Told you it was time for A.T. Perry to make a little bit of noise. Again, the pressure finally gets there, but buying even more time is Hartman to roll out. And it's so much to ask these defensive backs, even in a condensed part of the field. Down in the red zone, everything gets so tight. Even in a phone booth, it's tough to cover some of these guys. You wouldn't wish that on anyone, and a great job by A.T. Perry to just keep working for his quarterback to get open for him, and Hartman pays off. Finds him in the corner, touchdown, and what a big one with 3:52 left to play.
3rd receiving touchdown of the season for Perry. Second TD pass of the game for Hartman. 7 yards on the catch by Perry, the sophomore. .27. Hartman to Perry. Deeks in front.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we
I like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, only for the military community.
The Quarter Pound King and the 2 for $6, only at BK.
Get help detecting hazards in the dark with available night vision in the Cadillac XT6.
Today we're in Carolina Beach, making a Twisted Tea drop. We're surprising real Twisted Tea fans who love the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Get your own Twisted Tea drop. Keep it twisted.
In the sunshine of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, ACC football. And this one, James, living up to the billing between Wake and Louisville, and the Deacs drive it down the field.
Yeah, they had to come up for air after the high-flying first half. A little bit of a slow scoring start in the second half anyway. A.T. Perry, though, a catch there to get him down close, and then working hard in the back of the end zone. Giving Sam Hartman some time. Roll out, he finally finds him. And how about that? Dave Clawson's team back on top, trying to move to 5-0, leading 34-27 with just under 4 minutes left to play. But you've got a guy that's been tough to bottle up, and Malik Cunningham about to get his hands back on the football, Tom.
You got to give Perry a lot of credit for that route that he ran. Kind of looked like the number 9 on his jersey as he doubled back to the back corner of the end zone. And then Hartman moving to his right, just fit it right in the window into the hands of A.T. Perry. He leads the team now with 4 receiving TDs.
You know what's funny about those receivers, you're taught to work your way back to the quarterback when he gets in trouble, when he's out there running, buying some time. And he worked his way, but I'm not getting out of this paint. I want to score a touchdown here, and it's a big one.
Hall dives to the 20. So Louisville has scored 10 points in a row to tie this game at 27 after Wake had a 27-17 lead when Ellison took it into the end zone in the third quarter. Here in the fourth now, the TD catch by Perry from 7 yards away. 34-27 rather, advantage for Wake Forest. 75 yards on the drive and 11 plays, just under 4 minutes off the clock.
And Louisville, they can do what they do. There's plenty of time right now. You don't have to panic. You can run the football. You've started to have some success on the ground. You need to keep it on the ground for a while.
That's what they do. The ball's raked out and then covered. 5 yards on the play. Looked like Caleb Chandler to cover it for Louisville. Each team has a turnover in the game, and it's resulted in points for the opposition.
Yeah, a couple fortuitous bounces against Florida State. Right back into the bellies of Louisville, and one more time they get one. Caleb Chandler with a big play. Fall on that one, 2nd down and 5.
Travion Red pried it loose. Covered by the Cards and Cunningham. Over the middle, official gets out of the way. 1st down on the catch. Harrell on the run, and he will go the distance for Louisville. Tyler Harrell, 75 yards, and a Cardinals touchdown.
Scott Satterfield told us we need the explosive play from somebody other than Malik Cunningham. Cunningham gets that ball there, fires one right down the middle, and they get it to the track star. How about that number 8, who was offered a scholarship to run track at Miami from Christopher Columbus High School down there in the bottom, Miami, Florida. A 4.1940. Believe it or not, this spring they timed him at to the house.
The longest passing touchdown of the season for Louisville. Malik Cunningham, 2nd TD pass. Harrell does the rest. He is going all the way to the house, and we are tied at 34.
you have a flat tyre, dead battery, need a tow, or lock your keys in the car, Geico's emergency roadside assistance is there 24/7.
Someone help me! I have a flat tire!
Oh, it's good for me. What do you think?
Geico.
I'm originally from Hawaii, but I moved to Wisconsin just last year. I decided to get a bike because a car was too expensive. We both work at Chick-fil-A. She would bike to work every day. And then winter hit, and that was pretty rough. So there was a holiday raffle, and they were giving away a car there. Her name got called, and I was like, she decided to give the car to me. Chick-fil-A feels like one big family. Helping you or just like any of my coworkers always brings joy. It's crazy to say like I gave my best friend a car.
Today we're at Carolina Beach, making a Twisted Tea drop. We're surprising real Twisted Tea fans who love the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Get your own Twisted Tea drop. Keep it twisted.
Get help detecting hazards in the dark with available night vision in the Cadillac XT6.
Landroid robotic lawnmower, available at mylandroid.com. The future of lawn care is here.
2 plays, 46 seconds, and don't forget the cover on the fumble by Caleb Chandler, the offensive lineman, to enable them to run another play, and it is cash money to the house, 75 yards. All right, let's go QB side by side. Cunningham and Hartman. It's the fresh market. Discover the best.
Two outstanding quarterbacks duking it out right here and getting there different ways sometimes, but both of these guys have fought so hard. Hats off Sam Hartman. He threw the interception, came right back out, drove him right down the field to take the lead. But Malik Cunningham, after the successful run on first down, again, that run works. Now what? Those backers, hey, they're going to run this football, play fake. They bite hard on that play fake, and then the open right behind those backers where the space that they voided is left wide open, and it gives Malik Cunningham a chance to just throw just a bullet right down the middle of the field and hitting Harrell in stride, and we're all tied up.
228 yards in total for Louisville in the second half. Here's Williams. Works his way close to the 30. 18 points in the second half. That last drive, 2 plays, 80 yards, and here comes Hartman. He's over 300 yards passing, first time this season, at 7th in his career. 305 and a couple of TD passes for Hartman. He's 21 of 36 on attempts, James.
Just a true leader. His demeanor, the coach is talking about. Lauren was telling you earlier just about how much he's grown over the last couple of years, and they say that he really maybe grew the most when he had to watch Jamie Hinton run the show when he was injured one year. Leaning on him right now and march him down to the promised land.
Let's check in with Lauren Jabara.
We're talking about Sam Hartman being a leader for this team, and I'm walking up and down the Wake Forest sideline right now. The demeanor is very calm, cool, and collected. I was on the Louisville sideline a little bit ago, and it's more loud, rambunctious kind of, so it's really cool to see the dichotomies of the two different sidelines, but I think that the Wake Forest sideline is a lot due to Sam Hartman and his leadership this year, just leading the guys.
Yeah, absolutely, Lauren. It's a good point, and it's, there's more than one way to win a football game, I guess, different ways to go about it, and it's funny that that's the way the Wake sideline is right now, because that's really the way that whole staff is, kind of cool and calm when you walk through that building. But who's going to end it with some fire is what I want to know.
Pass caught by Roberson. Up to the 47-yard line at 12 yards.
Big day for Roberson. And look at that, right out of the break, that ball's waiting on him. Excellent job with this tight coverage by Sam Hartman. Put it in there for his receiver.
Hartman was looking for Whitehart. Too far for the tight end of the sophomore from Winston-Salem. Mount Tabor High School, and just a little too much on that one from Hartman. Those two combined for a touchdown last Friday at Virginia. 12 yards in the first career TD for Blake Whitehart. 2nd and 10, 1:52 on the game clock. Tied at 34. Breaking away and down the sideline. Ellison inside the 40. And Ellison to the 38-yard line, pushed out by Keitrell Clark.
Well, walked up, showing blitz Louisville defenders, but all on the left side of your screen, and they get the corner sealed right there at the edge, and good blocking by the receiver, and a nice play call there by Warren Ruggiero. Good job to see it, perhaps by Hartman to check it off and send him over that way, and on the ground moving those chains.
15 yards, previous play. Hartman faking the pass. Donald Stewart with the grab. He's out of bounds at the 31 at 7 yards. Clark was there again defensively for Louisville. Clock reads 1:42. Wake had the 20-17 halftime lead. Here we are, 34 all. Extended the lead to 10 in the third quarter. Louisville fought back. Ellison, shifty move, spins away down to the 20. First down, Justice Ellison, the freshman, 11 yards on the run.
Great job by Ellison. Low to the ground. Look at him just sticking and moving, keeping those feet churning. Always moving forward. Super job. There have been some fantastic plays by a bunch of young football players here on the field so far this afternoon.
So Louisville is taking a timeout with 1:21 to go. Nick Sciba, by the way, is 22 years old today. He is 2 for 2 on field goals from 33 and 20, and has a streak of 21 made in a row, best in the football bowl subdivision. So could it be field goal number 22 for the guy turning 22 on this day against Louisville? James, last win in the series for Wake, 2018. They won at Louisville, 56-35. Last win for Wake here in Winston-Salem, 2017, late October. They won 42-32. Here we go, 1:21, tied at 34. What else could you ask for, James Bates?
Beautiful day. You got the fair next door. Oh, man. Fantastic way to start it off. 12:30 kickoff here on a Saturday afternoon in Winston-Salem. It's going to go down to the wire.
Who will be good to great? Here's Ellison. He makes the move at the 15. Goes down near the 12. 8 yards, Ellison. Duncan on the tackle. Timeout, Louisville.
Louisville's got to stop that clock one way.
One left for the Cards now, James. Wake with the full complement.
Nice job by that offensive line. Just washed down that defensive front. Then again, Ellison continues to run hard, but smart as well. Good patience, good vision, pops it outside and gets it up there near that first down marker. So 2nd down, and it looks like about 2 yards to go. Could get really interesting here if they're able to get a first down.
Sciba, the junior, James, from Clover, South Carolina, staying loose on that sideline. If you had to pick a kicker in college football to make a clutch kick, you'd probably think about number 4 for Wake Forest. Will it come down to that on 2nd and 2? Stop short. In fact, that might be a loss. There is no gain for Ellison. Louisville has taken its 3rd timeout. So they're out of timeouts with 1:12 on the clock. As we talk right now, it doesn't appear that 42 is the magic number. Again, the last 5 meetings, the winner has scored 42 or more points. We're tied at 34 with 1:12 to go, and there's Nick Sciba.
I was just thinking that. At halftime, you said to me, 42, first one to 42 is going to win this thing. That's the way it goes, but
maybe
pretty
not.
Close.
What an exciting atmosphere. And for Wake Forest, trying to go 5-0. Louisville Trying to turn back the Demon Deacons using their last timeout. It's 3rd and 3. If you're Wake Forest, you can afford to go conservative, James, with Sciba waiting in the wings.
Well, but you'd like to get that first down and then let that clock chip away. You've got a dangerous offense waiting. Get the ball back.
Ellison. It looks like they're going to mark him at the 11. Needed to get right to the 10. It is not a first down.
Well, but it's right in the middle of the field. As you get closer up there, those angles become tough for the kickers, even a guy like Sciba. So you're at least right in the middle of the field. Let that clock tick all the way down.
Exactly, James.
Use that first time out and then send Sciba out there.
How about the clock management by Wake Forest and Dave Clawson? Ellison was close to that first down, but just not quite enough. Clawson, timeout. So Sciba, it's on the right foot now.
Let's look at that last play one more time. Man, Ellison, Christian Beal-Smith was so important early on, but on this drive especially, it's been number 14 has been huge, just churning down through that defense and the offensive line. Got to acknowledge the job that they've done up front. You know, it seems like not too long ago when we'd come around Winston-Salem and Dave Clawson would talk about these young offensive linemen that he had in here. They just need to get some birthdays underneath them and starting to grow up. And with the extra year now with COVID, this is a very experienced offensive front, offense altogether. Here we go.
Jacob Zur will be the snapper. Zach Murphy, the holder. Sciba, 2 for 2, makes from 33 and 20. This will be from 29 yards away for Nick Sciba to give Wake Forest the lead. Murphy the hold. Sciba right down Broadway. 22 consecutive field goals. This on his 22nd birthday, and most importantly, Wake Forest has taken the lead 37-34. And guess what? Just 22 seconds left on the clock as well.
And there's no maybe about it. That was money. I mean, he just drilled it. Happy birthday. Wow, what a back and forth game we've had. Still some ticks on the clock. We just saw what can happen with the quick strike. Malik Cunningham to Tyler Harrell.
Sciba, the all-time leader in Wake Forest points. He's 3 for 3 on the day. So now 67 of 74 for his career. And that field goal might be good enough to keep Wake Forest undefeated and move to 5-0. And don't forget the field goal he made with 1 second left of the second quarter, the alert timeout by Wake Forest with 1 second to go in the second quarter, and then Sciba made the 20-yarder. Louisville out of timeouts, had to use all of them on the previous drive by Wake Forest. 22 seconds on the clock. Hall will not return it. So what do you do, James, if you're Satterfield, if you're Cunningham? You got 22 seconds to work with, and you got to take it from the 25 all the way to the end zone.
Well, you got to hit some just chip away. Obviously, you don't need to huck it to the end zone right now. You're going to have a few plays, but work the perimeter. You don't have a timeout, so you really can't afford a Malik Cunningham. Hey, nothing there. Let me tuck it and run for 25 yards up the field. Where that'd be nice. You got to stop the clock. 22 seconds isn't a lot of time.
279 yards passing. 2 TDs through the air for Cunningham. This one is caught. Ford trying to get to the sideline. He won't do it. Clock is rolling.
Great job, Kalen Carson. Make sure he didn't get out of bounds to stop that clock.
Cunningham spikes it, 4 seconds left. Is there even enough time? Can you squeeze 2 plays out of this? Probably not, James, right?
No, I don't think you can count on it. Like we saw, though, the 4 seconds down at the goal line. Different situation right here. Going to have to keep it alive. Razzle-dazzle. Keep it pitching. That's what we'll get.
Pass is caught. Watkins. Now they toss it around. Ends up back with Watkins. The ball flipped and caught by an offensive lineman. Ball's on the turf, and that's going to do it. Wake Forest 5-0 for the Demon Deacons, and they win it 37-34 over Louisville. The game-winning field goal with 22 seconds left from 22 yards away for the 22-year-old Nick Sciba. Happy birthday, and 5-0 for Clausen and the Deacons. Let's go down to Lauren.